Here we go, 6 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. Man, I tell you, we had so much Super Bowl recap crap yesterday. A couple of things I forgot, like blowing my own horn on something. And I went through email, and I so much email. I had so many DMs, and a number of people pointed a couple of things out regarding something I said regarding the Super Bowl, and I forgot to get all braggadocious. I forgot to get all horn-tooty.
Listen, as much as I
forgot to get all horny.
As much as I love to hear you brag about yourself,
yeah,
I have a very important question.
Yeah, what is your question?
Where the hell is my co-host? Where's my partner, Michelle?
Oh, yeah, Michelle is going to take today off. She's got a couple of things to do, but Michelle will be back tomorrow.
That's not how this job works. That's not how this goes at all.
All right.
That's exactly how this doesn't go.
Well,
That's Tuesday. I'm going to call it.
Hold on. Hang on. Michelle has not formally been added to the show. Listen, first of all, the response to Michelle being on the show has been very positive, overwhelmingly positive. Lots of people saying, man, I really like Michelle on the show. Michelle's not going to be permanent in studio. We are in the process of searching, and we've got a couple of great leads. We're searching for a brand new show member, so this is exciting. In the next, I would say, month or so, we're going to have a permanent new show member here on the MJ Morning Show. I'm looking very much forward to this. Exciting times, just, new exciting additions. Michelle has always been part of the show. Since I started with BJ back with the MJ and BJ show in 1994, Michelle has always been a part of the show. I want to say Michelle was part of my show when I was doing a morning show in West Palm Beach before I came over here in February '94.
But it's a big difference between, calling her up at 8:20 and talking to her for 5 or 6 minutes as opposed to her sitting in.
She will continue to be on the program. And you know what? I don't think it's out of the question that even when we hire a new show member to the staff here, that Michelle comes in with me occasionally and hangs out in the studio. And the new studio, once it finally freaking gets built,
come on.
It's under construction. It seems like there's been a walk-off from the job site over the last couple of weeks.
Is there a strike that I haven't heard about? I haven't seen Rudy out there with a picket sign or anything.
It's a labor strike. Well, no, that's not Rudy. Rudy's not putting the electronics together. Rudy does the walls and our studio is...
Oh, I thought he did everything.
What?
I don't know what the guy does.
You think Rudy is hooking up all of the electronics and the soundboard?
I've seen that guy for years.
Oh, yeah, Rudy. Studios. Listen, Rudy's a great guy. He's the construction dude. He builds the walls and the drywall, and he does the construction element, but he's not putting in the console. And anyway,
I have no idea about that.
Don't get me sidetracked here. So Michelle's been a part of the show for a long time, since the very beginning. I want to say when I first started with BJ back in 1994, I want to say that Michelle was on the phone on the new program 30 years ago, 30 and a half years ago. This summer will be 31 years. Michelle was on the phone virtually from the very beginning. So Michelle has always been a part of the program. But she'll be back, I believe, for the rest of the week, tomorrow, Thursday, and then Friday.
She'd better be, because if she misses another day, straight to the permanent file.
You stop. Hey, did I ever tell you the story about how I got hired in Tampa? And then I want to talk about a freaking hazard and a half on the Howard Franklin Bridge coming in. I don't like government intrusion, and I hated the emissions testing. Do you remember the emissions testing that we had?
Yeah.
And they got rid of that in Florida. You had to go, and it was a pain in the ass.
Once a year or
yeah,
something.
But
even
like a brand new car, you had to bring in for emissions testing, and it sucked. And there are other states that have actual inspections where you don't just go for emissions, you go for like a car inspection. You go to like a service station, but these days there are like no more service stations. I remember when I was growing up as a kid in New York, you had to go for an inspection, and you went to a gas station because back then all the damn gas stations were also service stations, and they had like 3 or 4 bays.
Yeah.
They were fixing cars. They were putting on new mufflers. They were putting tires on and doing repair work to transmission. They would do all kinds of crap. So I don't know how you would do it. How do states do inspections these days?
I think they're state facilities.
Yeah,
or something?
They're either state facilities or there are designated inspection areas. But I'm not a fan of that. But I saw something on the bridge this morning that said, you know what? A state inspection on cars would have caught this. Although I'm a government minimalist, and I want the least intrusive government in our lives. But I want to point something out. Hey, back to the MJ and BJ show, and when I came to town, did I ever tell you what happened? That I came in for the interview.
I mean, you might have.
You know that I interviewed at.
I know you.
Come on, MJ.
Hold on.
MJ Trivia. Where the hell did I interview?
They took you to the Ringside Cafe,
and
then
LCAP.
Both of your job interviews were along 4th Street in St. Petersburg.
That is true.
Yeah,
and here we are. And
on 4th Street.
Now we're right off 4th Street in St. Pete.
Full circle.
After being on Gandy over on the Tampa side in South Tampa for years. No, so. I was doing mornings. I was at WPLJ in New York working for Scott Shannon. I was part of the morning show, and I was doing all kinds of crap. This is back in 1992. And I was doing, PLJ New York, and I just come from Los Angeles, 2 years in L.A., then 2 years in New York, and I wanted to get back on the air full time because I was a night guy for years, and I wanted to move into mornings. And the reason why I wanted to move into mornings is because in L.A., Scott Shannon dropped his pay stub in the lobby. And I'm walking in one morning to, do my morning show responsibilities on Pirate Radio, KQLZ Los Angeles. It was like 5 in the morning, 4:45. I walk in and Scott was already there. And in the lobby, I find his pay stub. I mean, I didn't know it was his pay stub at the time. He must have dropped it out of his pocket, his wallet. So I walk into the lobby of the radio station right off Sunset Boulevard. We were in the building where CNN is in Los Angeles. You ever see in Hollywood? It's at Sunset and Cahuenga, and the big CNN sign on top of that building. And we were on the 11th floor. I walk in, and I see a piece of paper on the floor in the lobby, and I pick it up. And it's Scott Shannon's pay stub from his last paycheck. And I'm like, holy shit, Sue. I'm like, oh, my God. Look at So I took the net amount and the gross amount, that I multiplied it by our 2 pay periods, and I got the number on how much he was making a year. And it was like $2 million a year in 1989. Wow. I'm like, holy crap, I got to do morning radio. And listen, I knew that the morning guys always made the most money. But when I saw that, I'm like, man, I was like 23 years old or
Mornings
something.
in L.A. pays.
I got to get back on the air, and I got to start doing mornings somewhere. So I went to New York after L.A. for a couple of years, and then I said, all right, now it's time to get back on the air full time. Let me start my morning career. And I did, and I got my first gig in West Palm Beach, and I was there for about a year and a half. As morning guy, then I became program director. But then I got a call from the Power Pig. Got a call from a guy by the name of Mark Chase. Yeah. And he said, hey, man, we've been listening to you. We have some tapes on you. I'm leaving to go to Cincinnati to corporate, and we think you're our new morning guy. We really like, what we're hearing. Can you come on over? So I drive on over across Yeehaw Junction, State Road 60. My first brush through Bartow and Mulberry, heading to South Tampa. So they said, all right, let's meet at a place called Ringside Cafe. And I meet them on a Saturday afternoon. I met Dave Reinhardt, I met B.J. Harris, and I met Mark Chase at this, Ringside Cafe bar, which I think, didn't they relocate off of 4th to somewhere else downtown? I don't know.
So.
I don't know what the current status is. So I meet them there, and, we have a great conversation. Then after Ringside, they're like, oh, man, let's go get the best burger in town. So then we go right up the street to El Cap. And we have another great conversation. This is a Saturday afternoon, and I'm just, popped in. Then I'm going to drive right back to West Palm after the interview. And they said, all right, man, we got enough here. Thank you for coming in. We're going to make our decision in 3 to 4 weeks. We'll let you know. That's Saturday afternoon. Sunday morning, I get a call the next day. Hey, you want the job? I'm like, yeah, I'll take the job. Yeah, I'll take the job.
Good.
And that's how the MJ and BJ morning show was born. And you know that it was supposed to be me just building a team. It wasn't supposed to be BJ in the beginning. And BJ just said, hey, listen, I'll kind of hang in. And because he was like the program director. And BJ said, listen, I'll just hang with you, while you get your feet on the ground. And it gelled. And that's how it became the MJ and BJ show. And the alliteration was kind of cool, or the alliteration-ish sound of MJ and BJ.
Right.
And BJ was supposed to just be in temporarily for, a couple of days, a week or so, while I just got my footing, to show me the ropes. And then it became permanent. I'm like, dude, you're doing a great job here. I love it. Why do you stay? And that's how the MJ and BJ morning show was born. And, of course, BJ left in 2001. But a little interesting MJpedia side trivia. All right, 6:11 at the MJ morning show. Man, I'm running late already. When we get back, I was mentioning what I experienced on the Howard Franklin Bridge. We'll get into that in just a bit. Also, you ever hear of a car dealer carjacking somebody?
The dealer?
Yeah, this is crazy. Have you ever heard of the car dealer carjacking somebody? All right, this is insane. And it is next. Just getting rolling. MJ Morning Show, Q105, Shriner Traffic. Back in a minute.
Song was it?
Let me tell you right now what was coming up.
Was it a good one?
It was this right. I don't know if it's an alternator issue, whatever, but then his headlights were as dim as they could be without being off. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's
like they're on their last leg before they just fizzle out totally.
I mean, it's like an old flashlight when the batteries are going dead, and it's like just a teeny weeny flicker of the old bulbs before you went to LED, you know? And I'm like, what the hell? Well, this guy's on the road. What are you doing? No lights? You're doing 30? I mean, give me a break. This is just a recipe for disaster. So if anyone has spotted an accident on 275 involving what I just described, call us up and let me know. Because that guy was just a freaking accident waiting to happen.
Yeah, All right, some of my favorite videos online are when semi-trucks are just pushing vehicles down the road and they don't know that they've hit them.
What?
Have you ever seen a video on like YouTube? Do you watch car crash videos on YouTube?
They pop up in my reels on Instagram.
My son Hudson is into vehicle crash compilations or vehicle fails. And a couple of times we've seen semi-trucks just side swipe or maybe even like pit maneuver inadvertently because the drivers are so high they can't see those super small cars down low. And they'll hit the vehicle and they'll just push it down the interstate. And the driver's fine in the car. He's like waving to passerby. He's like, hey, tell him to stop. Tell him to stop.
So there's a tanker truck that's pushing a car. Fester just brought a video up. And there's all kinds of smoke coming out.
This is one of like a dozen videos I can show you of semi-trucks pushing cars down the road. That almost happened to you. Or almost happened when you were witness to it.
And that car's being pushed sideways.
That's how you don't see them.
Andrew, why are you raising your hand in there?
No, I was just going to say that, yeah, I've seen the same videos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Listen, if you go down the rabbit hole, MJ, of video car crashes on YouTube, it's amazing.
I know there are tons of car crashes because a lot of dash cams are out there. All right, Andrew, did you find anything on Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
He doesn't miss it.
He doesn't miss it.
No, he's worked on reunions in the past as fundraisers with the Funky Bunch, but he has no real wish to get back to that again.
I got to be honest. I know who Marky Mark is, Mark Wahlberg, but I have no idea who is part of the Funky Bunch.
Oh, they're begging for a reunion.
Oh,
hey, Mark.
Yeah, they're probably homeless now. Probably.
They smell funky.
Probably begging for a reunion on some cruise ship somewhere. All right, this is insane. Have you ever heard of a car dealer carjacking somebody?
No. I've heard of car dealers getting carjacked.
You know what? It's 6:30 now. Let me push this off. First item, I'm going to make this Morons in the News because I don't want to get too late. I already am a little off kilter this morning. If I break now, then I get back on kilter. Instead of being off kilter, the show opening was way longer than usual today.
Is on kilter a thing?
I don't know. Well, listen, if you're off kilter,
why wouldn't you be?
Isn't the good thing if you're on kilter? I would think so.
That makes perfect sense.
I don't know. All right, I tell you what, the teaser about a car dealer carjacking somebody, man. You don't hear about this much. Have you ever heard about a dealer carjacking somebody? What are the details here? I'll tell you first up next. and then we'll get into early Morons in the News on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for...
Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise. Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise.
All right, some Morons in the news, 6:38. Man, I'm early now. How'd that happen? Now I'm freaking early.
I know.
It's insane. All right, so you ever hear of a car dealer carjacking a customer?
I can't say that I have.
How does that happen? That's actually, this works out perfectly in Morons in the News. This is a Florida story, of course. A federal judge just handed down an 8-year prison sentence to a former car dealer convicted of carjacking a customer near the Miami International Airport because they missed a single car payment.
Oh. So it was like a botched repo job or something?
Well, you know, I've heard of like some of those buy here, pay here car dealerships where you buy the car and you got to make your payment to the dealer every month. I've heard that, you know, some of these dealerships, they use a device that if you don't make your payment, they disable your car.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, do we have anyone with that device? As I talk about this, just out of curiosity, anybody listening, do you have that device, or have you ever had that device where you bought from one of those, you know, one of those buy here, pay here places?
And they shut it right off.
Yeah.
You can't start the car.
I want to say there's like an electronic device and they have access to it via what? Some cellular?
Some remote system.
Some remote data accessibility. Yeah. Anyone listening ever had one of those cars from one of those, you know, janky lots where, you know, they could shut your car off if you miss a payment? Just out of curiosity. All right. 800-990-1047. Just out of curiosity. Anybody with this device, and I'll finish up this story. But Andrew, grab some phones if anyone calls in. 800-990-1047. If you ever had one of those cars from, one of those independent used car lots where you got to make your payments to the car lot every month.
Yeah, this dealer's from a place in Miramar called Guru Auto Sales.
Yeah.
Sounds real legit.
Yeah. Let me tell you about Guru Auto Sales.
Yeah.
This is a federal case, too. A Miami federal jury, a Miami federal jury. Oh, look, phones are ringing. Andrew, grab the calls, would you please? A Miami federal jury convicted Eric Haddad, 59, of Aventura. Nice shopping there, by the way. Of a federal carjacking charge. Prosecutors said that he operated Guru Auto Sales.
Yeah. He's no guru.
Yeah. But he was hit with federal carjacking charge back in October. Prosecutors said that he operated Guru Auto Sales. Oh, every line is ringing. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right. So he operated Guru Auto Sales on State Road 7 in Miramar with his sons. Google currently lists the dealership as permanently closed.
I mean, yeah.
Why? Authorities said that the Israeli national victimized 24-year-old Haitian immigrant who bought a 2020 Honda Accord from Guru in October 23. Prosecutors said that the victim was never given a copy of the sales paperwork, was not aware that an agreement between Guru and the finance company stipulated that if he was late on a payment within the first 2 months of the loan, then the finance company could demand the approximately $13,800 it paid for the loan back from the dealership. The victim's first payment bounced after he set up auto pay, according to investigators, setting up this chain of events that would lead to Haddad becoming a federal inmate. December 19, 2023, 5 days after getting a letter from the company telling Guru to buy back the $13,000, loan, Haddad staked out the victim's home in a BMW and followed him to Miami International Airport where he worked.
Poor guy.
Prosecutors said that even though the victim was current on his account that day, the dealership was expressly told they couldn't repossess the car. They said when the victim reached a red light, Haddad, whom the victim had never met before, got out of his black BMW in the middle of the intersection, approached the victim's Honda, ripping off the temporary license tag and aggressively yelling at the victim to get out of the car. Middle of the intersection.
Oh.
Get out of the car!
Yeah, you can't do that, Haddad.
The victim was able to get away when the light turned green, but Haddad eventually caught up to the victim. At the Miami Tri-Rail station, authorities said that Haddad continued aggressively screaming for the victim to get out of the car! All right? Eventually flashing a holstered gun in his waistband, getting the man to surrender his keys. The victim, in shock, called what was then the Miami-Dade Police Department, whose officers then arrested Haddad initially on state charges and located a gun. The case later became federal as the Honda was, according to the federal indictment, transported, shipped, and received in interstate and foreign commerce. Haddad could have spent 15 years in prison in addition to his 8-year sentence. He'll spend 3 years on supervised release.
What a
Holy
moron.
crap. I mean, the car dealer that tries to repossess a car via a carjacking in the middle of an intersection. Holy crap. Look at the phones. I've got every line. Every single line. I asked the question, has anyone ever bought a car from one of those buy here, pay here lots where they put the device on the car that if you don't make your payment, they can disable your car? Let me grab Andrea in Bradenton up first. Andrea, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, what's the story? What do you have for us?
My story's kind of similar. I was at the airport, but I was in short-term parking and had gone on a trip to see my daughter. And when I came back, the car payment was due. I bought it at a Empire Auto Sales here in Bradenton.
Yep.
And I got back the day after the payment was due and was just going to make it. I figured there was maybe a tiny grace period.
Yeah, listen, a grace period, sure.
Well, when I went to go to get my vehicle was gone. And I thought, I've got to be at the wrong parking space. Something's got to be wrong.
Oh, did they have a GPS tracker on your car?
They had a tracker on the car, and they just came and got it after my called the police, I reported it stolen, went through all of this stuff, never imagined that the dealership, I thought, I don't know, let me just call the dealership.
1 day late and they repoed your car out of the parking lot at the airport?
Yes, at Tampa International Airport, and I live in Bradenton, and they went all the way. Yeah, so Be careful of those people.
All right, did you get your car back?
No, as a matter of fact, they told me that there was going to be a $1,200 fee, and it was in my paperwork apparently that I didn't read, or I didn't imagine that they would do something. And the very same day, they had the car listed back up on their website for sale.
Holy crap! Did it F up your credit?
No, they never reported anything to my credit.
Yeah,
Wow.
they want to keep as low a profile as possible. A lot of these sketchy places.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Did you get your
I don't
stuff out
know.
of the car?
I don't know if you listened. What?
Did she get her stuff out of the car?
Yeah. Did you have stuff in the car? Good question, Fester.
Thankfully, I didn't have any personal belongings in the car, so I didn't have to worry.
You didn't have like your mom's ashes or something in the back seat? I'm sorry.
Sad, but I do have my mom's ashes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Andrea,
No.
Andrea, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay because you make me laugh. Don't worry about it.
Andrea,
crazy.
and then, we've talked about like car theft at airports. There are like major car theft rings all over the country, and they're stealing cars from airport parking lots. We went to visit my mom and dad last weekend, and we did the economy parking. And I'm like, all right, Michelle, let's hope that the SUV is not stolen out of the parking garage at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's happened to Tampa. There are rings that are what was the story in Atlanta? Like $5 million in cars have been ripped off from parking lots at the Atlanta airport in the last couple of years. Andrea, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Man, look at the phones on this. Rosa in Tampa. Hi, Rosa. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hey, good morning. So my story, it was a few years ago, but I was actually separated from my husband at the time, but we had a very small child, and she is disabled. So we went to the pet store to get food and came out and went to start the car, and the car would not start. And she speaks, she's autistic, so she got scared and literally started screaming at passersby, help us, help us, help us. And it was so embarrassing. So I called her dad and was like, oh my God, the car is not working. Like, this car that we make payments on is not working. And he's just like, hold on a minute, let me call the car dealer because I'm a little late. And I'm like, what does that mean? So, he called them on three-way, and sure enough, they had turned the car off and left me and our child stranded at this pet store while she's screaming for help.
Wow. How late was the payment?
It was 3 days late.
Wow. And they had the device to remotely shut off your car and leave you in the parking lot.
And I had no idea.
All right. How quickly did you make the payment, and how quickly did it take them to turn the car back on?
He paid it right there, and the car was on within 10 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's literally just a flick of a switch.
Yeah. Rosa, thanks for the call. How's your daughter doing, by the way?
She's good. She's good. She's 18 now, so she's doing really good. But, yeah, it was pretty embarrassing as she was screaming, help us.
Help me, help me. All right. Thank you, Rosa. Appreciate it. Tammy's in Bartow. Tammy, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning. Good morning. I had a similar situation, but it was with my daughter. This is back in New York. She was, I think her payment was due at midnight, and she paid it the next morning. And while she's driving with my granddaughter, at the time she was a toddler, they shut the car off while she was on the road.
What?
What?
While she was driving?
While she was driving, so she had to pull over to the shoulder and called the car dealership and had to pay a $75 fee. And they turned the car on within like 3 minutes.
My God. Yes, my car stopped working. Oh, you're late on your payment. Hey, you're driving down the road, you got to pull out your credit card and make them, hey, my card is 326, Oh, my God.
8 hours late.
That is 8 hours later, they shut off her car while she's driving down the road?
While she's driving.
Holy crap. All right, Tammy and Bartow, thank you for listening.
You're welcome.
I mean,
Have a great day.
You too. This is incredible. It's 6:40 in the morning. My phone's at 6:50 now, but let me grab one more here. Ron is in St. Pete. I don't want to get too late. Ron, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Morning. How are you?
Doing well, Ron. Apparently better than you at some point. Go ahead.
So this was back in 2000. I bought a truck from ABC Autos in Tampa.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a minute. Oh, yeah. So I'm at a gas station with my girlfriend, and my truck won't start. So I call up the dealership, and they said, "Oh no, we didn't shut it off," but they had, because I was like a day late on my payment. So then a few weeks later,
Yep.
we went home for lunch, and they come and repoed my truck. I mean, I didn't even see them. So Yeah, I've had experience with one of these things.
Yeah, man, they're a mess, and they put them on there, and you kind of forget they're on there, or you think you have a little more time.
Yep.
I've had a couple of friends. I've had one friend who she called me. She goes, "My car won't start." She called a mechanic. The mechanic looks at her engine, and he closes it after like 2 minutes. He goes, "Pay your bill, pay your car note."
Can the mechanic just
He
remove
knew.
the device? I would imagine that a mechanic can just take the device off. Or if you know what you're doing, can you just take the bypass or the device off the vehicle and get your car running again? I don't know.
It's like a beeper, and you don't know where it's at, and they can. All they have to do is dial the phone number, and they can shut it down.
The mechanic looked at the car for a couple of seconds, and he's like, "Have you paid your car note?" And she's like, "No, I'm a little late."
Yeah, I guess mechanics know all that stuff, right? Hey, thank you, Ron. Appreciate the call. All right, 6:52 at the MJ Morning Show. Oh, crap. Not Ozempic. Crap. There are reports of a new Ozempic side effect. At least I haven't heard of this.
Okay.
This is fresh. This is new to me. An Ozempic side effect. Holy crap. We'll get to that next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. 104.7 FM. Thanks to all of our first hour early listeners this morning. Want to tell you about CMK. It is 6:58 at the MJ Morning Show. MJ, you already did Morons on the News. No, we took all the phone calls, and I left a bunch of morons on the table, so I got to do more morons.
Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise. Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise.
All right, first, though, I spoke about Ozempic, and I had this huge Ozempic warning, and I saw this for the first time yesterday. So since I teased that we'll do the Ozempic first thing, let me do that first here. Oh, man, all happy and cheerful, and you got the cover song here. You got the Ozempic jingle to the old Magic song. Oh, yeah.
Oh, 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 Ozempic. Oh.
Did Ozempic have a Super Bowl commercial?
I did not see one.
I don't remember one.
Yeah, it might have been good with all the people shoving their face with 4,000 calories during the Super Bowl.
You on the couch.
Guess what? This sounds all cheerful, right? Oh, 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 Ozempic. Oh, 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 I'm blind. Ah, my God.
What? It doesn't make you blind.
Dude, I'm not making this
How
up.
many people are blind because of
All right.
Ozempic?
Listen, I saw this headline yesterday.
Right.
More Americans on Ozempic go blind. What?
Then what?
What?
Who just goes blind?
Listen to the freaking story.
All right.
Don't jump the gun over here. More Americans on Ozempic go blind as doctors sound alarm over startling side effect. Oh, Shih Tzu. You know? Oh, Shih Tzu.
Oh, where are you? I can't see you now.
Experts have sounded the alarm about blockbuster weight loss drugs like Ozempic leaving users blind. Tell you what, I'll take the extra 30 pounds instead of going blind. All right, here's the deal. Several studies have linked the shots to conditions that cause inflammation and block blood flow to the eyes, causing severe and sometimes permanent vision loss.
Oh, no.
Now, researchers have detailed 9 new reports of U.S. patients who went blind after taking semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and Mounjaro, respectively. One woman injected 1 dose of the semaglutide for her diabetes and woke up the next morning blind in her left eye. It's Left Eye Lopez, I think.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
Is she, Left Eye, she's dead, right?
She
Left Eye Lopez,
There was a car accident in Central America.
she checked out. Oh, boy.
From TLC.
Wow. This prompted her to stop the medication for 2 months before her diabetes forced her to go back on it. 2 weeks after restarting, she lost vision in her right eye. Oh, my God.
There's no other things for her to take besides
Holy
this?
crap. So you're taking the drug, you lose vision in one eye, and then you go back on it, and boom, it takes out your other eye. Another woman who had been taken, I guess these are probably extreme cases, but
How many cases are there total?
is that in the warnings? You might go blind. You know how all those commercials have all of those contraindications or all the side effects warning? You know, suicidal thoughts, gambling problem. Do you remember the Shantix commercial?
The one that helped you stop smoking?
Yeah, there was a Shantix commercial that ran, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. And it was like a 1 minute commercial, and 48 seconds were spent on all the side effects.
And they were the worst side effects.
One of the side effects was like you could become a compulsive gambler. All right, so wait a minute. You stop smoking, but you lose the house as a compulsive gambler.
I think suicidal thoughts
were
another one.
That's big, and it seems that every single drug, when you hear all the, an infection on the perineum, I mean, it seems that all of these drugs, all these commercials have the crazy side effects. But I think the funniest one ever was Chantix.
Become a compulsive gambler.
Hey, go to YouTube, see if you find a Chantix commercial. Yeah, but heads up. I mean, I doubt anyone listening has gone blind on Ozempic. I mean, how the hell could you go blind on Ozempic? With such a happy, cheerful jingle. The repurposing of the pilot song Magic from the 1970s. By the way, the writer of the song has made $1 million on this deal. Yeah, by letting them use the song. Yeah. Hey, anybody go blind on Ozempic? I gotta believe it's really, really, really rare. I gotta believe that it's not very common. But hey, listen, if you've gone blind on Ozempic, call us 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. All right, did you find a
maybe. I mean,
all right, hold on. Bring up the audio here.
This is Claudine.
Hi, Claudine.
I'm Claudine, and I quit smoking with Chantix.
Yeah.
Smoking was a monkey on my back. It was always controlling your time, your actions,
it's a
your
macaque
money.
monkey on your back.
It had me. I would not be a non-smoker today.
All right, hold on. Let me fast forward.
Thinking or mood, hostility.
Oh, here we go. All right,
Some people had changes.
All right, here we go. Here, listen.
Some people had changes in behavior. Thinking or mood, hostility, agitation,
hostility, agitation,
depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix.
There we go. Yeah. Suicidal thoughts for Chantix.
Thoughts or actions. That means some people actually did it.
All right, let me see if they do the compulsive gambling in this one.
Some had seizures while taking Chantix. If you have any of these, stop Chantix and call your doctor right away. Tell your doctor about any history of mental health problems, which could get worse, or of seizures. Don't take Chantix if you've had a serious allergic or skin reaction to it. If you have these, stop Chantix and call your doctor right away.
Give me the gambling.
Some can be life-threatening. Tell your doctor if you have heart or blood vessel problems, or develop new or worse symptoms. Get medical help right away if you have symptoms of a heart.
So wait, why was it included in some commercials? I don't think did the drugs stop causing compulsive gambling?
So this is a 1-minute commercial.
Yeah.
And at the 19-second mark, they started going into the warnings.
Yeah, I know. All right, so go back. I want to hear the one where they talk about. Hey,
heart attack or stroke.
You can. Oh, hang on.
Chantix. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. Most common side effect is nausea.
It's me in control now.
No, that spot's over. That's 8 years old. Go back even further. See if you can find an older type in Chantix commercial compulsive gambling. I'm telling you, I'm like, what? I'm going to take a drug to help me stop smoking, and it's going to turn me into like a degenerate gambler.
I mean, Ray Liotta did a Chantix commercial.
How old is that one?
I don't know. It's probably newer.
No, scroll up. It'll tell you when it was posted. Dude.
6 years ago.
No, that's too new. That's too new. I'm telling you. Chantix. Andrew's answering phone calls. Andrew, anyone blind from Ozempic? No, he's saying no. Listen, I got to believe it's really, really rare. And probably the benefits of Ozempic, Mounjaro, what's the other one?
Wegovy?
Wegovy. I got to believe the benefits outweigh the risk of going all Ray Charles, How old is this one?
This is the Ray Liotta. I'm just looking through these.
That's 6 years ago.
Could it have been in the SNL spoof of Chantix?
It was a real commercial that said that if you're on Chantix to help you stop smoking, that you could become a compulsive gambler.
I'm just telling you.
What in a drug turns you into a compulsive gambler sitting in front of the quarter slots for 12 hours a day? I mean, come on.
I typed in Chantix commercial. And the first thing that popped up was an SNL spoof.
It's not an SNL spoof. I'm telling you right now.
I'm telling you.
It was a real commercial.
Okay.
All right,
I'm telling you what the Google search is finding.
All right. So why is this stop playing? All right, here we go. All right.
Chantix. Real people, real stories.
I wanted to quit smoking. I had to quit smoking. For my son. For my husband.
Chantix is not a nicotine product. It helps reduce the urge to smoke.
Okay.
Because smoking wasn't a habit, it was an addiction. That's why I asked my doctor about Chantix.
Talk to your doctor about any history of depression or other mental health problems, which can get worse while taking Chantix. Some people have had changes in behavior, such as hostility, depressed mood, and homicidal thoughts and actions while taking Chantix. If you notice changes in behavior such as a powerful, overwhelming desire to kill the person you love most, call your doctor right away. Do not take Chantix in combination with other drugs, even seemingly harmless drugs such as caffeine, as they may drastically increase the desire to kill.
Hey, Kristen Wiig and Bill Hader are sitting on the couch going, huh?
Such as rashes, fever, droopy lip, jazz hands, Robert De Niro face, or Incredible Hulk strength. Then call the police right away, for it is beginning. But the most common side effect of Chantix is mild nausea, as well as waking nightmares, where patients violently paw at the person sitting next to them. So use caution when operating spaceships. Spaceships? Oh, I think you're having one of those waking nightmares. Banana? Yes, orange. Hi, banana.
All right. No,
All right.
I'm telling you.
So this isn't the one.
The compulsive gambling was not a spoof on Saturday Night Live. It was the real freaking commercial.
I'd rather be a smoker.
Hey, Andrew, I'm not nuts. Do me a favor. You got to go back to YouTube. See if you can find a Chantix commercial from like 15 years ago and see if you can find that there was an even longer list of all the dangers on the drug. Anyway, so back to Ozempic. Heads up, some people apparently are going blind on the drug. Just heads up. Heads up on that. And hopefully you just lose the weight and you don't go, blind in both eyes. But I'm not making this stuff up.
I don't want you to
Hey,
lose.
where is the worst place to leave obscene messages? The worst place to leave obscene voicemails.
What kind of obscene? Like sexy talk obscene, or like violent, like profanity laced obscene? Because the answer to both of them is my mother-in-law's voicemail.
All right, hold on a minute. Obscene is not violent. And do you not know the difference between harassing
I heard you say
versus obscene?
I heard you say obscene voicemails.
Dude, so hold on a minute. An obscene voicemail it's obscene content. You're making obscene statements.
Okay.
It's not like you're making threats.
Oh my God.
It's obscenity. Worst place to leave obscene voicemails. Guy left over 30 obscene voicemails for... God, I wish I had access. The news media in this locale, apparently they did not get their hands on the voicemails. But, this is the kind of story where it just begs, come on, police, release the voicemails. Let's do a Freedom of Information Act request here. Any idea?
What at the Pope?
Worst. You're warm.
I was gonna guess,
dude.
I was gonna guess the Pope.
Dude, you're warm.
What,
Come on.
like the local church or something?
Yes. This is up in Pennsylvania. A guy's accused of leaving more than 30 obscene voicemails for church staff.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh.
What do you call the First Presbyterian Church of Pennsylvania?
No, Mount Joy Church of Christ.
Leave the Mount Joy people alone. What are they doing?
Oh, Mr. Wolf is 67 years old, charged with harassment. Yeah. Police in Mount Joy, not a whole lot of joy in Mount Joy with this guy. The police say that over several weeks he left more than 30 voicemails containing profanity and vulgar language for several members of the church staff. Well, isn't that special? Speaking of Saturday Night Live. Well, isn't that special?
The church lady would have loved getting those.
Obscene phone calls. 67-year-old. The guy's name is Christ. Christ. Seriously, the guy's name is Christ. C-R-I-S-T. Christ Wolf. But there's no H. It's C-R-I-S-T. Christ Wolf, 67. Charged with harassment. Leaving more than 30 obscene, vulgar, profanity-filled voicemails for several church members.
Don't do that.
Oh, come on. Come on, release I gotta hear these things.
Hey, Pastor.
I love putting Andrew, our producer's bleeping skills to the test. Oh,
maybe
boy.
for a small tithe, the church will release them to us.
Hey, Andrew, any luck with the compulsive gambling? I wonder if they scrub that stuff. I wonder if suddenly the compulsive gambling side effect of taking Chantix if it went away. Hey, I've got an update here, and I don't know. You should know this, Fester.
Yes.
Are there any footwear restrictions at your kids' schools in Hillsborough County?
Yes, and we break them all the time.
Tell me about, and I saw this, and I think I know we've had numerous stories regarding problems with this particular footwear, but I don't know if I remember schools actually banning this popular footwear because it's a danger to the kidlets.
Yeah.
All right, so what are the issues with your kids and footwear?
My son almost exclusively wears Crocs.
There you go. That's what I'm getting at.
I mean, he has six different colors.
Are your kids, are they allowed to wear Crocs to Hillsborough County schools?
I don't think so, because we had to buy him sneakers, and he has to wear sneakers.
Would your wife know?
Yeah, she gets him dressed in the morning, and she gets him going.
What do I do with my phone? I lost my phone.
Yeah, but I know that there has been issues with like PE and stuff, and the kids running around in Crocs, and they were saying something like the injury probability is higher, and they didn't want him wearing Crocs or any of the students wearing Crocs. Not him.
Phone was on the floor. I don't know why my phone. Let me call your wife here because schools are banning Crocs left and right. So I'm just curious. Let me call Allison.
I think I've seen rules before that can't be like open-toed sandals or things like that, but I don't know. But the Crocs specifically.
Calling up Allison, Fester's wife. Lovely, lovely Allison. Is this a bad time to call? Are they in the car now?
We'll find out. This might be the yelling time.
Get in the car!
Yeah, this might be.
You little bastards! Get in the car!
This is fighting time.
Hello.
Am I calling at the worst possible time?
Absolutely. How are you?
I'm great. Hey, are Crocs allowed on your kids' feet in Hillsborough County schools?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't believe that there's a problem, only because Hudson's worn them to school numerous times. If they're not allowed, they don't say anything about it.
Didn't you tell me that he couldn't wear them once because of PE?
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah, try playing kickball. Do kids do they still do kickball and dodgeball? Or are those like all banned because they're not inclusive and they're violent?
Here,
and
off of Hillsborough County's public school website. Yeah. Shoes, closed-toed, closed back. No slides, Crocs, sandals, big fluffy bedroom shoes, or flip-flops.
Yeah, look at the AI overview. Crocs are not allowed at Hillsborough County public schools. The school district...
Wow. Well, then...
I said, Allison, we break that rule 3 days a week.
Oh, I'd say 5 a lot of weeks.
Yeah.
Can you describe the footwear that your children are wearing this morning, please?
Hudson, tell them what you're wearing today to school for your shoes. I'm wearing Crocs.
Hold on. You're wearing Crocs right now?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this scofflaw. Look at this rule breaker.
I had a quesadilla. It stopped me from my Crocs.
Hold on. Did he say he had a quesadilla?
He had a quesadilla for breakfast.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've had kind of a crazy morning.
It sounds like every morning's crazy.
Crazy morning.
Every day's nuts.
All
hey,
right.
give your kid some Chantix. See what happens.
Yeah, maybe he'll stop smoking.
I'll get right on that.
But yeah, the Crocs are not legal. I mean, they're against the dress code.
Yeah, Crocs are not allowed in Hillsborough County public schools. All right, Allison, listen, I don't want to hold you up. Get your kids to school. Sorry to call it the worst possible time,
Don't
but
worry.
I have a knack for that.
I think the teacher put like a note
awesome.
in his backpack like 2 years ago that said, we really don't want him wearing Crocs because of the running around at PE.
Well, also, like I said, do they play kickball anymore? I mean, playing kickball with Crocs, it's got to suck, right? So here's the deal. More and more schools are banning Crocs, claiming they're a safety hazard. Hey, we've had stories of people like going to the mall in Crocs and getting their freaking feet stuck in the escalator and then their toes are chopped off like a meat grinder.
Dude, when we travel, MJ, when we fly, Crocs are standard airport attire. And those people mover belts.
Why are you... What do you have on your feet right now?
Today I don't have Crocs on.
Oh, wow. Oh, the only day you don't wear Crocs is today when I'm talking about Crocs.
I know.
God, those things must reek.
No, they don't, because you can put them in the dishwasher.
Oh, my God. You put your filthy Crocs in the dishwasher where you put your plates and your silverware?
No. I'll do a whole.
I'm never eating at your freaking house. That's disgusting.
I'll do a whole.
I'm at Fester's house eating dinner. Every time I put the fork in my mouth, I got to think about Fester's foot fungus on the fork.
I use my Croc as a strainer. I pour the pasta right in.
Because it's got the whole. Oh my God!
No, listen, you can disinfect and clean the Crocs.
Got penny in your Crocs.
But the airport has those people movers, and that more than escalators at the mall, those people movers have like the teeth right at the end. You know what the fat people take, to get from one side of the airport to the other. And I was like, we have to jump super early, guys, because I don't want you guys getting the Crocs caught in the teeth.
Let me tell you right now that I like to get exercise at the airports. I like to walk right next to the people mover and walk faster than the people on the people mover and go, in your face!
I hope you trip. I hope you trip. And I'll just cruise on by.
No, seriously, dozens and dozens of schools in at least 20 states have banned students from wearing Crocs to class. I got to believe it's dozens or thousands. Dozens? Yeah, this story is about, I guess, the latest round of schools that are banning Crocs.
If dozens of school districts, then it's, hundreds and hundreds of schools.
Yeah, it's got to be. This story from the Post says dozens of schools in at least 20 states across the U.S. It's got to be much more than dozens. School administrators claim that students are more likely to struggle to walk when wearing Crocs, and that could be deadly in an emergency, meaning if you've got to run and, evacuate, that the Crocs could become like a nightmare on your feet.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, I don't sprint in my Crocs. I don't sprint in my sneakers either. But
Crocs are a safety hazard, according to Stoney Pritchard, principal of Bessemer City High School in Alabama. Man, they can twist the knees, twist the ankles, things like that. In the hallway, kids are moving things. Things are happening, he said, insisting that students need full mobility, which he claims that Crocs do not provide. Other schools have also banned the popular. Listen, Hillsborough County Public Schools. What about Pasco? What about Pinellas? What about Sarasota? What about Manatee? What about Hardee County?
No. Hardee County School Board, they're on the take from Big Croc. I'm sure all the counties have something prohibiting this. I have to look it up individually.
I hate Croc blockers.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, if you're going to run for school board and you're like...
I've been Croc blocked.
Your whole platform for school board
Hey, man, stop Croc blocking me.
No more Croc
blocked.
You got my vote.
I've mentioned this before. I have never, ever had a pair of Crocs on my feet. I've never even tried them on. I have never tried Crocs. 7:21 at the MJ Morning Show. Folks, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. Stand by. This is it. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ right now. No one else does this. No one goes an hour and 20 minutes nonstop every single day, about 7:25. It's 7:28, rolling up on 29 right now. Just a little late, but you still get, an hour and 20 minutes nonstop MJ. So I asked the question minutes ago, which major celebrity, how did we not hear about this? How am I just hearing about this major star struggling with his speech because he nearly bit his tongue half off?
How does that happen?
And this is where the mystery enters the picture.
Big star? Like
Yep.
everybody knows this guy?
Yep. Snubbed, though. Snubbed with a bunch of the award shows in a movie that he was just in recently. And it was a sequel. It was Blank 2. Any idea? Come on, Fester.
I don't know. I don't follow the award shows.
All right, let me give you another line from a movie which mentions him. Denzel.
Eddie Murphy?
No, it's Denzel Washington.
Oh, you said a line from a movie that mentions him.
Yeah, a
Denzel.
line that
Okay,
I didn't
got
say
it.
he was in the movie.
Oh, okay.
What was
all
that?
right.
Was that Nutty Was that Sherman Klump?
That was the mother at the table.
Denzel.
And the mother was also Eddie Murphy.
Andrew, oh, that's right. Andrew, see if you can find Denzel from The Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy.
So Denzel Washington,
Yeah.
Possibly one of the finest actors of our time.
First of all, let me tell you, and he was snubbed with Gladiators. I don't think, did he get any nods for Gladiators? You know what? He might have, in the SAG-AFTRA Awards, he might have gotten a nod, because I think I still have to watch that before I have to vote for the SAG-AFTRA Awards. I think I have to vote by February 22nd or something. But I don't think that Denzel got a nomination for the Oscars, the big award show.
Yeah, he said Denzel isn't fazed by his Gladiator 2 Oscar snub.
Yep, he was snubbed. For the Oscars, he was snubbed, but I think he's up for an award in the SAG-AFTRA Awards. Anyway, Denzel Washington has just revealed that he's struggling with his speech because he nearly bit his tongue off. But the mystery enters the picture here. The mystery has entered the... What is that thing that Chloe's used to say?
The beach house.
What was it? The villa. The villa.
Yeah.
The tongue bite off has entered the villa. All right. So Denzel Washington, who's 70 years old now, Denzel explained how the bizarre injury to his tongue has affected everything, particularly as he prepares to return to Broadway in the role of Othello. Do you like Otello or Othello? Do you like the T or the th?
Isn't one of them a candy bar?
Wasn't it once? I don't think anymore, but that sounds familiar. Like the old Marathon bar. I missed that one. So we've got Denzel Washington is going to appear opposite Jake Gyllenhaal. A 15-week run. Othello.
Okay, so I don't know.
On Broadway.
I don't know Otello. Is that Shakespeare? Is that for some reason?
Based on a Shakespeare play, if I'm not mistaken.
Othello?
No, Otello is an opera.
And then Othello.
Yeah, Othello, and then Otella, I believe, is an operatic version. Listen, don't get me off track here.
I don't know.
I'm talking about Denzel's freaking tongue that apparently he almost bit off.
I thought I was asking you a softball question. Apparently not.
I don't. What do you think? This is freaking Jeopardy?
Well, I thought maybe.
I'll take Shakespeare for 1,000.
I thought you were saying, yeah, Othello is Shakespeare.
Yes, I'll take Shakespeare for 1,000, please. Hang on, I'm trying to drag it out so I can get to my. It's the Daily Double.
You can wager up to $2,000 if you don't have any money.
All right, let me finish up this stinking Denzel story.
Apologies.
All right, so Denzel said in an interview that, quote, I bit my tongue almost half off a few months ago. It's affecting my speech. It forces me to slow down. I have to use it. Yeah, we all have to use our tongue, Denzel, especially to speak and, form words. Yeah. So he said, and he won't say how. That's the mystery. He has not revealed. How did you almost bite your tongue off? I mean, was your tongue out of your mouth and you rear-ended a car and, you bit your tongue? I mean, there have been accidents where people have bitten their tongue off. I mean, severe traumatic accidents.
Have you ever bitten your tongue so hard that you broke like the skin and you got blood coming out of your mouth?
I'll tell you where, God, I hate it. It's the side tongue bites that are the worst. Now, I've had front of the tongue, like pointy tongue part. I've had some injuries there occasionally. You bite your tongue. But for me, and this happens maybe once or twice a year, and I just had it recently, and it is the worst when you do the side tongue bite. And like this, one of your molars, you're eating, and for whatever reason, your tongue is not in the proper spot, and your tongue is a little to the left, your tongue's a little to the right, and you do the tongue bite. And that sucks because then your tongue hurts for like a week and it's trying to heal. And, a lot of stuff in the mouth that just seems to heal fast, except when you bite the side of your freaking tongue.
Oh, that sucks.
And then it feels like it's taken 7 months to heal. Feels like a pinhole tear in a rotator cuff that's going to take a year.
So Denzel.
Yeah, bit his tongue, and we don't know how. He won't reveal, or he hasn't revealed. He said that my tongue is swollen.
Is there a video of this?
Washington, he did an interview published. He did a New York Times interview, which was published on Saturday. So
I want to hear the audio of him talking like, I'm Denzel Washington. My big tongue. I can't form words.
You need to grab your tongue. Yeah, like that. You got to do that.
Denzel Washington.
Exactly. That's what you got to do.
I'm going to be Othello on Broadway.
So
I can't talk.
Listen to this. Denzel did not clarify how he bit his tongue or if he received medical treatment. Listen, if you bite your tongue half off, if that's accurate, you got to have your tongue stitched on.
I mean, you're going to at least a walk-in clinic on something like that, right? I mean, you're not just letting that go.
God.
Poor Denzel.
Yeah, the way he sees it now is you just got to jump in and you can't worry about drowning, something to that effect. But he did not clarify how he bit his tongue or if he went to receive medical treatment. That's nuts. Anyway, big star says that, literally, he says that he nearly bit his tongue half off.
Poor guy.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a major problem. And, Michelle is, she's cuckoo for these, and it's not Cocoa Puffs. Michelle loves Uncrustables.
She does.
My wife loves Uncrustables.
What's the problem with them?
She likes the strawberry ones. If I ever bring the grape ones home, I get beaten with a spatula.
Well, sometimes you bring them home deliberately then, huh? Uh-oh. Sorry, honey.
Yeah, Michelle.
I guess it's spatula time.
Let's introduce kitchen utensils to the bedroom scene.
Not the tongs.
How about the potato masher?
Smack that thing down.
Yeah, right. How about the immersion blender?
They also have the new...
Oh, no.
They have the new flavor, raspberry, by the way, which I bought. My wife likes.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it has a raspberry jam on it.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Anyway, we ought to call Billy Howard.
Was there a lawsuit?
Well, no, I'm thinking about maybe there should be a lawsuit. This is, folks, the horror. Oh, my God. Litigation alert. Litigation alert. Oh, yeah, this is clearly going to be destined for court. What happened? What's the worst thing that can happen with an Uncrustable? Michelle's not in studio today. She'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. But she did say I can call her.
I mean, Uncrustables are so...
Hold on a second. Let me go to the Uncrustable expert.
All right.
Hang on a minute.
I didn't know you had an expert on the line.
Yeah, it's my wife is the Uncrustable expert. All right, hang on. Let me turn off the music.
In the last minute, she's gone from really liking Uncrustables to now being an expert that we're using for, court proceedings.
I must have missed a digit. Let me try it again. So I'm going to the Uncrustables expert, Michelle. And, Michelle's a lawyer. So, I mean, she ought to clearly be able to jump right on this at 7:39 on the MJ Morning Show.
Hello?
Hey.
Yes?
What is the worst possible thing that can happen if you open up an Uncrustable? What is the worst possible thing?
That it's stale.
No, come on. You buy an Uncrustable for a particular reason. You open up the...
Because there's crust on it?
Well, say it again.
Because there's crust on it?
Yes. A guy buys Uncrustables, opens up his Uncrustable. The Uncrustable has the crust. So one whole side, one whole half of it has the crust.
That's not cool.
It's like no crimp but crust. What the? And he's thinking about suing.
What?
I mean, listen, Michelle, you buy Uncrustables. There's one thing it shouldn't have.
I don't buy them because they don't have the crust. I buy them because they're so tasty that they're all chilled right out of the freezer. They defrost for like 20, 25 minutes. It's so perfect.
And do you remember what the problem was with Julian and Uncrustables?
Yeah.
Tell everyone what Julian are. When Julian was much smaller, when Julian was 5, 6 years old, Julian had a big problem with Uncrustables. What was it?
He would peel off the crimping.
Yeah, he wanted Uncrimpables. So he doesn't want the crust. You get the Uncrustable. And then Julian had an aversion to the crimp. Yeah. So now we need to come up with Uncrimpables.
That's why I always made them sandwiches with the cookie cutters.
Oh, that's right. Michelle used to
Valentine's Day was heart-shaped.
Yeah.
Easter was like bunny-shaped.
Yeah, I thought
Halloween was like pumpkin shaped.
I thought this was funny. Yeah, this popped up in my feed on my Instagram, on my Reels, and a guy is all ticked off, and he's showing video of his Uncrustable. He pulls it out, and one whole half of it has actual. See,
the machine die had to have been off by
something was
a
off.
little bit,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. Like when they strike a coin, sometimes those are collector's items. When the coin is not struck perfectly, it's struck like off center. It must have been the Uncrustable Crimp-O-Matic.
And they didn't catch it going through the quality control.
Exactly. But listen, I learned something. I thought that they probably had a process where they were able to bake the bread maybe without the crust, but apparently no. There's really crust that they have to crimp off. They have a die that cuts. Yeah. What?
You realize how bread is made and why there's crust.
Because
I'm not sure there'd be a way to bake the bread with no crust.
Listen, if we can send a man to the moon in 1969, I'm sure they could figure out how to make
I mean, I thought they might have made like a big square block of bread and then slice it into slices and then get like 20 punches out of it. But they use individual slices of bread. MJ, do you know what Schmuckers does?
With a name like Schmuckers, it's gotta be good.
Do you know what Schmuckers does with all the extra crust?
I'm gonna do the entire show like the Schmuckers guy.
Would you care to take a guess, Michelle, as to what, and this is off of the Google.
Right.
Because I typed in, what does Uncrustables, and then it automatically filled in, do with all the crust?
They feed the pigeons in the parking lot.
Ooh,
I hope.
That's not far off.
The seagulls.
It goes to animal feed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so wait a minute. So Smuckers, Smuckers didn't invent Uncrustables. Another company invented them, and then Smuckers bought them years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they're like, hey, you're putting jelly in there, man. It's perfect, you know.
we have vats of jelly over here.
With a name like Smuckers, it's gotta be good. Yeah. So Fester just found on the Googles that the crusts from Uncrustables are repurposed as animal feed. Anyway, listen, I got to move on here, Michelle. However, can you guess, final thing, do you know how many, I guess if you make this many Uncrustables a day, that you're bound to have some that come out with the crust still attached. Michelle, guess how many, seriously now, how many Uncrustables does Smuckers make a day? This is insane.
5 million.
Oh, you are close, but guess what? If you were doing the Price is Right mountain climber game, yeah, you were. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, boy, yeah, you're over. Hey, thanks for playing, Michelle. We'll have more pricing games coming up right after this.
Okay.
All right,
So
goodbye.
how
I'm
many
giving you the Bob Barker shove right off the phone right now.
Hold on. If Michelle is over, how many is it?
It's 4 million. I mean, she wasn't far off. Well, listen, 4 to 5. She's far off, and she's a million off. But it was a good guess. They make 4 million freaking Uncrustables a day. That's insane. All right, Michelle, I gotta let you roll.
All right, goodbye.
Have a lovely. You're back tomorrow, right?
Yes.
All right, Michelle is back tomorrow live, and then the rest of the week. Why do you have to take today off?
Yeah, why aren't you
Yeah,
here?
really, why?
Okay, I have stuff to do for the kids, and my head is
Stuff
killing me.
what? You got to take them to what? To band practice? The
No,
kids
I just
aren't
have
10 years old anymore.
They're all
Okay,
legal adults.
We've been a little busy. I've neglected some paperwork that I need to take care of for both of them.
What, like vaccination shots?
Yeah, tetanus.
Yeah, exactly.
Tetanus records.
I've been ignoring paperwork?
Yeah.
Gotta see if the measles booster's up to date.
Okay.
All right, goodbye.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
All right. Oh, man. Hey, I didn't toot my own horn.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier in the show.
I had numerous people. First of all, I don't think we even... Did we bring the egg test back up from the Super Bowl later in the show yesterday?
We did not.
Or was it... We opened the show yesterday with the accuracy of the Super Bowl egg test again and the interesting dynamics and what unfolded with Fester's fudge up on Friday's show. But a couple of things here. I had numerous people say, MJ, you nailed it. You hit it right on the head. Do you know what it was? What did I nail? What did I hit right on the head? That would have gotten me, what is it on the Price is Right? If you, when you're on contestants row and the items are up for bids And if you get it right on the button, don't you get like $100 bill? Like doesn't like Bob Barker in the day? And
is that how much it is?
$100? Don't they whip out $100 bill and give you $100 right on the spot if you get the price actual retail value $690? Oh, now it's $500. Oh, inflation.
Andrew
it used to be $100.
He watches a lot of daytime TV, so I'll take his word for it.
All right, so Andrew with Price is Right trivia. Andrew is telling me in my ear that you got $100 on Contestants Row if you guessed the exact price of the item up for bids where the 4 contestants are trying to get up on stage to play, Plinko or whatever. So it was $100 up until 1998. Now it's $500 if you get the price right on the button.
They should make it $1,000. $500 doesn't seem like that much anymore.
Yeah, that's
not nothing.
It's not bad. Anyway, so tooting my own horn.
Oh, did you guess the coin toss?
No.
I mean, it's 50-50.
Apparently, I nailed the exact time of kickoff precisely. Because remember they said kickoff is 6:30 on Fox. The Super Bowl 59 on Fox. And so the kickoff was 6:30. I said, it's not going to be 6:30. I said this on Friday, apparently, and I had a dozen people at least say, MJ, you got it. Exactly. And on Friday's show, I'm like, the kickoff is not going to happen at 6:30. The kickoff is never when they say. I said, the kickoff is going to be 6:42. And wouldn't you know it, the kickoff apparently was exactly 6:42.
That's amazing.
Nailed it.
How random is that?
Nailed it. And then we have the Super Bowl egg test. And I just want to take just 30 seconds here because I got to get into my promoted and teased item. You do not want to, you might have heard this. I teased this all day yesterday. Tomorrow morning, MJ Morning Show around 7:45. I hope you're not doing this with your spouse before bedtime. So hang on. Get to that in just a second. But the Super Bowl egg test, which Fester completely screwed up because Fester brought the microwave in and, for effect, slams it down on the counter, makes this huge racket on Mike. And what he did when he slammed the microwave down from our break room is the glass rotating tray came off of the plastic track, and then Fester dopily puts the eggs in the microwave for the first test, and the spinning glass tray is not sitting on the plastic rotating wheel, so we didn't get any natural microwave dispersion.
I didn't dopily do it.
You
I
did.
accidentally
You didn't
it.
accidentally. You were trying to make noise.
I wasn't trying to sabotage the whole test. Yeah, I was trying to make some noise.
You're
But
a saboteur.
if I would have known it was off track, I would have remedied it before the test.
Whatever. All right, so Fester puts the eggs in the microwave. How do you not notice that the glass base in the microwave, the glass tray, how do you not notice that it was not sitting properly on top of the rotator?
In my
So
defense,
it got uneven.
I'll tell you how.
The eggs got uneven microwave distribution, so they were just static. The eggs weren't moving because the thing wasn't rotating and spinning around inside.
It was half a turn.
Right. It did nothing. So you have the eggs just sitting there, and clearly the Eagles egg was in a hot spot, and the Eagles egg blew up. And by the way, the egg blew up faster than any test I can remember. It was like 34 seconds in or something, or 30 seconds in, the egg blew up. And usually it's over a minute and 10, minute 20 when an egg blows up. It's somewhere in that vicinity. So when we discovered that Fester botched up the egg test on Friday, we did a redo, and then the redo, the microwave was operating properly, the eggs were rotating, and that's when the Chiefs egg blew up, leaving the Eagles egg intact, meaning that the Eagles would win the Super Bowl. Folks, if you missed the videos, there are 2 videos. There's the screw up, there's the failed attempt.
The accidental.
Yeah, the botch up. The Fester professional botch job.
It wasn't professional.
That video is on my Instagram. And then the redo.
It was quite amateur.
But listen, it just shows the accuracy of this, that the test was wrong when Fester didn't have the equipment working properly. We rectified, that's right, rectified the situation and then had the microwave operating properly. And that's when the microwave egg test showed that the Eagles would win, because then the Chiefs egg blew up on the second test. Both videos are on my Instagram. Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. Oh, incidentally, the Eagles are planning a victory parade for Friday. You know, we didn't go over I didn't have a full damage assessment.
Oh, we do today.
Oh, yeah, we do. Oh, my God. Why? They smashing windows. I saw store windows smashed out. I saw
some linen truck get stuck in the crowd and got raided.
Oh, my God. Vehicles overturned, vehicles burned. I saw somebody dragging a streetlight pole through the streets.
Yeah.
You know, like a big aluminum pole that holds up like the streetlights or the walk or don't walk sign. They smashed it out of the ground. They're dragging it down the street like it's a trophy or something.
Once they cornered it, they finally tried to smash out the red light for the Chiefs.
Oh, my God. and then cars on fire, cars overturned. I mean, hey, it's a typical championship reaction to a team winning in Philadelphia.
It looked like a great time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you condone that? Get out of here. You condone that behavior?
They emptied a linen truck that got stuck in the crowd, and then they made a big pile out of
they got a whole bunch of dirty tablecloths from some restaurant?
Listen, they made a big mountain out of them and then lit it on fire.
Are you serious?
Yes, the linen truck.
Hold on. They raided what is the company I see? They have red trucks, and they're all over the U.S. It's like U.S. Linen or something, and they do tons of like sheets and towels for hotels and like tablecloths for restaurants. There's a huge. I wonder if it was that company. So the revelers, the excited Philly fans, they raid a linen truck.
Yeah, it was a Ryder rental truck.
Oh, it was a Ryder rental.
But you see,
they rip out the bags of used linen or maybe new linen.
And they're throwing in all these white tablecloths
that is
and towels.
Disgusting.
And then they piled it all up.
This is awful.
The
they
worst.
commandeered a box truck, a Ryder rental truck, and they open it up and they rip it. The whole thing's loaded with linens, and the crowd, the mob, they pile up tons of linen and they light it on fire in an intersection in Philadelphia.
Oh, this looks like the worst time ever.
What the hell?
I'd want nothing to do with this.
God.
Looks great.
Looting, windows smashed. I mean, why do you have to do that? I mean, what? Any excuse? The Philadelphia Eagles win, so let's burn down the city and let's destroy property.
They would have burned down the city if they lost. They were going to burn. It was going to burn either way.
Freaking mess. What a freaking nightmare. All right, on to my teased item here. Do not do this. And for whatever reason, some people have a propensity for this. And I've always heard, I think it was my grandma. I think it was my grandma Franny that cautioned Michelle and me. You know what? Let me get Michelle back on. Hold. This is important stuff. Hang on. Yeah, Michelle is not in the studio today, but she'll be back tomorrow and Thursday and Friday.
Good.
But let me see if Michelle can remember what my grandma Franny told us. The advice that she presented to us.
Hello.
Hey, I know you're listening because you don't sound sleeping. So what advice? Do you remember what my grandma Franny told us? Oh, this sticks out in my head. This was early on in our marriage. Grandma Franny, is it imparted advice on us? She said, Michelle, Todd, whatever you do.
If I could give you some granny marital advice.
Essentially. Michelle, do you remember what it is? It sticks with me to this day. Come on.
No.
Michelle, Andrew just said
I remember her telling you that you had to give me an allowance.
Todd, give your wife a 50-cent allowance a day.
No, she said
she once asked.
It was like $250 a week. You should give me an allowance. And you were like, what do I need to give her an allowance for? And she said, in case she would like to buy a blouse.
That's what.
And you said she could go anytime to buy the blouse. Well, she has access to money.
She's got all the money. She's got credit cards and debit cards.
All the money.
She can do whatever we want.
I don't know what Grandpa did to you, Grandma Franny, but
sounds like Grandma Franny was locked in the cellar for years or something.
We share the funds.
He was chained up in the cellar. Yeah.
Yeah, the kids think that's an amazing phenomena where if Daddy buys something, then Mommy didn't buy it. I'm like, no, that's not how it goes.
Speaking
You
of
share the
chained
money.
up in the cellar, man, I just had another childhood memory. So
Being chained in the cellar.
well, my Uncle Ed was gay. So my dad's brother Ed
Is he passed?
was gay. Yeah, he
Okay.
had a heart attack. He passed away some time ago. Actually, he passed away like 2 weeks after Chloe was born.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like
Passed away on my birthday.
Yeah, it was like just days after 9/11.
No, it was September 16th.
Which is
Yeah.
days
But no,
after
what I'm saying,
9/11.
yeah, he died days after 9/11.
That's not days after Chloe was born.
No.
He died about 2 weeks after Chloe was born,
And then
days after 9/11.
All right. So here's the deal. So when I was a kid, I always used to ask my Uncle Ed, "Hey, where's your wife? Where's your wife?" I would always, and the answer was, "I have her chained up in the cellar."
Oh my gosh.
That's what he used to tell. Used to scare the
terrible.
bejesus out of me.
He was kind
Used to scare the crap out of me. All right, Michelle, come on. I got to move on here. I got to tell the story.
I don't remember.
Well, as soon as I tell you, the advice that Grandma Franny imparted on us was...
Is it something cheesy like...
Andrew said it in my ear.
Is
Andrew knows it.
Really corny, like, don't go to bed angry.
Exactly. That's it.
Oh, my, that's the worst
I know,
advice
that's
ever.
like everybody says that.
No,
Why would
my-
I remember that? That's the thing.
No, you-
Don't go to bed end every day with a kiss.
If you're fighting, essentially it was like if you're fighting, if you're having any marital disagreements, if you're having any arguments, never go to bed angry at each other. And then the reason why I'm mentioning this because I saw an item that psychologists have a trick to break the habit of fighting and going to bed angry, because it just seems that for whatever reason you climb into bed with your spouse and just crap of the day or financial issues come up, and it's the worst place. A lot of it is petty.
My wife doesn't go to bed angry, but she goes to bed very disappointed very often. She's like,
I think a lot of us do, Fester.
she's like, oh, great, this guy again. Ugh.
Yeah.
But individual biology and nervous system can greatly influence how couples argue and when they argue. And a lot of it is fatigue at the end of the day. But why do couples fight? You know, what do they argue about? And a lot of times it's monetarily related. But, you know, how do you prevent arguments from happening? And especially at bedtime is... Well, you discuss issues well before you go to bed.
I think that's a no-brainer.
And listen, you want to avoid this stuff. Don't do the business stuff at bed.
Good night, honey. By the way, the house is getting foreclosed on. I mean, what,
yeah.
You know, nighty night, dear.
When you wake up in the morning, your car might be repoed from the driveway.
If you wake up and the driveway's empty, I didn't pay the bill.
No, but seriously, don't go to bed angry. And there are ways to try to thwart that. So there's some psychology expert, Carly Dober, owns a psychology clinic and explains that individual biology, nervous systems can greatly influence how and when couples argue. As fatigue sets in at the end of a long day, it can affect how people interpret situations that might not feel as tense during the daylight hours. Conflicts can often arise when there hasn't been enough time during a busy day to connect, to talk to a partner. So, like, stuff gets built up. Instead of, like, releasing the pressure valve slowly during the course of the day, it gets built up until at bedtime it just explodes! So that sucks, though. I mean, you don't want to go to bed, you know, pissed off and angry.
No, it interferes with your sleep.
Yeah, when's the last time we had like a massive argument and like we went to bed angry at each other? When was the last time you can remember?
Last night.
Stop it. Goodbye.
I can't remember.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Listen, it's simple, but it's don't go to bed angry. Let's talk about Tom Cruise's face. We brought this up. What are you chortling
I'm
at?
just amazed we're going to bed angry to Tom Cruise. Is it the puffy face?
Yeah, puffy face. And a plastic surgeon weighs in on what the hell's going on with Tom Cruise's face. All right, 8:01 at the MJ Morning Show. You're in the middle of an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. We do it every single morning about 7:25-ish, and we go for an hour and 20 minutes nonstop. So we mentioned this yesterday that there was that NFL promo just before the start of the Super Bowl. Fox ran that promo, and it was like this theatrical piece, with Tom Cruise, and he's delivering this impassioned message about competition, and it's like, who the hell's that? Oh, that's Tom Cruise. I mean, you didn't even recognize that it was Tom. I mean, you knew it was Tom Cruise, but I was like, what the hell, Tom? What have you done to your face?
I'm just looking at the still picture of him. I'm not hearing his voice or looking at a move.
He's looking like Gary Shandling.
He looks like Gary Shandling.
That's what I'm saying. Gary Shandling passed away, but I'm like, this comes on for a minute. I'm like, holy crap, I thought Gary Shandling died in like 2016 or something.
It looks like he's the stunt double for the Larry Sanders Show.
Hey, Andrew, can you please turn on your mic and tell me when Gary Shandling died, please? No, but you didn't recognize Tom Cruise. Super Bowl comes on Sunday. We mentioned it yesterday, and then I saw a follow-up. When did Gary Shandling die?
March of 2016.
Look at that. I said 2016. I'm like some kind of a savant.
Have you ever seen the Judd Apatow? I don't know how to say his name.
Judge Apatow.
Have you ever seen?
I don't. Anyway,
Yeah, right?
I know who you're talking about.
Have you ever seen his documentary on the life of Gary Shandling?
I have not.
Fascinating.
But I'll tell you what, if you want to look at some great television, go back and watch the old Larry Sanders Show.
I watched every episode.
Oh, my God, that's hysterical.
And then I watched the documentary on Gary Shandling.
Yeah.
Perfect follow-up.
Gotcha. Anyway, so Tom Cruise looked like Gary Shandling before the kickoff on Super Bowl Sunday. And as a follow-up here on post-Super Bowl Tuesday, plastic surgeon explains what the hell is going on and why Tom Cruise looked unrecognizable. And apparently, it's not that he had any major surgery. So the plastic surgeon expert says that it doesn't seem like he went under the knife, but it's like tons of fillers.
Filler, yeah, he just filled out. Because if they got a facelift, everything will be pulled back.
Yeah, plastic surgeons have weighed in, and there's the commercial that ran just before the Super Bowl with Tom Cruise, and it was an NFL promo that his face shows signs of filler in his cheeks. Because, man, I thought he was storing up nuts for the winter. I mean, I thought it was like he had the chipmunk cheeks going on. And then they're saying lots of filler in the face, which has like just rounded out and bloated his face. There's no like Tom Cruise, like chiseled jaw. Now, I get it. I get it that the guy's 87 or 62. I get that he's 62 these days, but still, I mean, the transformation has been dramatic. I mean, big, huge change. So they're saying filler and probably a bunch of Botox. And that's what caused Tom Cruise to not look like Tom Cruise. Hey, Tom could be listening. I mean, Tom spends a ton of time at his condo right over in Clearwater, right near Clearwater Beach.
Yeah.
Right off the Intercoastal, and, you got Scientology, a stone's throw away.
He goes to Clearwater Beach Botox.
Or maybe the E-meter, like, exploded on his face or something.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's it with Tom Cruise's face. But his whole jawline definition has changed. Dr. Gaurav Bharti, a plastic surgeon at HKB Cosmetic Surgery in Charlotte, North Carolina, said, I think the biggest thing with Tom Cruise is that he has historically aged pretty well, but the biggest thing is his jawline definition has changed and then now looks a little fuller on the Super Bowl and a bit more stretched out. But listen, apparently tons of people hit social media, and said, what's going on with Tom Cruise? I barely recognize the guy. So that's the
update on Cruise's
answer.
Puffy face.
Yeah, that's the answer.
All filler.
What do you think about getting rid of the penny? I mean, big breaking news yesterday that Trump said that he's ordering the end of the penny. Breaking news, the penny is going to be ended if if Trump gets his way. I mean, Congress typically handles decisions on coinage, if I'm not mistaken. So I wonder if there has to be a more formal process. But
you can't just tell the Secretary of Treasury, stop making pennies.
But where do you stand? Where do you stand on the penny? We got to take calls on. You know what? Let's go. Let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. What do you think about the penny? I mean, the penny has been around for, hundreds of years. I've known the penny since I was old enough. We all have.
I mean, everybody has. What do you say? There's been pennies around my whole life.
Let me rephrase that.
There's always been pennies.
Let me. Yes, I do have a 1909 VDB in my collection. Yes, I do, Andrew. All right. So, and I got like bags of wheat leafs, which I've always loved the wheat leaf penny. But I am Jay. I've known the penny since I was a little kid.
Tell us more. Really.
I didn't phrase it.
Grandpa MJ is going to tell us about the penny. Kids gather around.
We've all known about pennies since we were. So where do you stand? Let's grab some calls. I mean, this is like life altering. I mean, pennies are not going to disappear because there are still billions and billions and billions in circulation. But I would imagine though that they'll dry up because if the penny disappears and the mint really stops minting U.S. pennies, that people are going to hoard the pennies.
They'll go away pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think they're going to disappear, that people are going to all the pennies they come across, they're going to put in a jar. All right, where are you on the penny? Do you agree that the penny ought to go away? But then there's a monetary issue I got to discuss. Let me give out the phone number, but then it's going to put pressure on the nickel. And, hold on.
Not the nickel.
Hold on. We got a nickel and penny issue here. Hold on. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Call us up. A penny for your thoughts. All right.
Pretty soon you can get a nickel for it.
Yeah. 800-990-1047. There are a couple of interesting items that we have to discuss if the penny goes away. So where do you stand on the penny? You want the penny still continued to be minted, or you're fine with the penny being discontinued in the U.S. monetary system? 800-990-1047. We'll go to the penny phones here in just a matter of moments. All right, now for the monetary issue.
All right.
So
it doesn't cost a penny to make a penny. It costs like 2 pennies,
yeah,
right?
It's more. So Trump said yesterday that the penny costs more than 2 cents to make. Actually, Trump was inaccurate because it costs 3.7 cents to make 1 penny.
Wow.
This is according to the latest annual report from the U.S. Mint, that each penny, 1 cent, costs 3.7 cents to make. And that's 3 cents in production costs and 7/10 per coin for administrative and distribution costs. But then we get to the nickel. This is insane.
The nickel is really a beefy coin.
And by the way, the penny is not copper anymore. The penny used to be solid copper.
Was it like zinc or something?
I think it was 1982. I think 82 was the last. Go to the Googles. Last year of the copper cent. I think it was 82, if my memory serves me correctly, that the last year we had a solid copper coin.
Solid?
Copper? Yep.
Solid.
Look at this. The last year of the United States minted pennies primarily made of copper was 1982. And now it's zinc. That's why they don't feel the same and they don't clink the same. So pennies after 82 were made out of a disc of zinc and then coated with like a copper coating. So right now the U.S. penny is 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper with the coating.
Some really nerdy stuff. How you just rattle that off the top of your head.
Now hang on a minute. So the nickel, and then we'll go to look at the phones. Oh man, the penny phones are blasting. All right, so the nickel, if you take away the penny, it's going to put more pressure on the nickel. And the word is that they're going to have to make more nickels. But here's the deal.
We can't just get by with the nickels we have?
The 5-cent nickel, this is crazy. It costs 13.8 cents to make a nickel.
What? Let's get rid of the nickel, too.
I mean, let's get rid of the freaking dime.
A dime seems like the cheapest coin to make. dimes aren't very thick.
Get rid of all coins. Listen, I got to be honest. I can't tell you the last time I had any change in my pocket.
Well, here's the thing.
I got a little change in my pocket going jingle-ling-a-ling.
So it seems like now most transactions are digital. If you're paying with Apple Pay or you're paying with your debit card or your credit card.
Listen, I don't carry
that much cash anymore.
I don't carry like a lot of cash. I keep like an emergency 50 and like 100
I used to
tucked
carry
away
cash
in my wallet.
I remember my father used to carry around a wad of cash everywhere he went. You know,
my grandfather had the money clip, bulging.
So,
you know,
I mean, I grew up carrying cash, but now I don't have $1 on me. If somebody asks for $1, I don't have it to give to you right now.
No, there's no freaking change in my pocket going jingle-ling-a-ling.
All right, so the dime, according to the Google, costs less than 6 cents to make.
All right, the nickel is expensive as hell. The nickel, 13.8 cents, and you're saying the dime is what?
6
Less than 6 cents to make a dime.
So that's the only one monetarily that might even come close to making sense.
But if they cut out the penny, they'll have to make more nickels. And then you get to the cost of things.
So
will things be rounded up?
In Canada, they don't use the penny. And I believe, because I made several trips to Canada in the last 10 years.
Canada got rid of their penny?
Yeah, Canada doesn't have a penny. I think if it's like 52 cents, it gets rounded to 50. But if it's 53 or 4 cents, it gets rounded to 55.
Well, all right.
2 cents up,
rounded up, rounded down.
And over the course of your lifetime, it should work out within a couple of cents.
Let me grab Jim in Sarasota. Jim, you're on the penny lines on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Yeah, it seems like a real rash decision. I mean, what about all these convenience store owners that invested long time ago in the leave a penny, take a penny little trays?
Oh my God! All the orphaned leave a penny, take a penny tray. You're right.
No.
Oh my God,
Jim, that's a good point.
Oh, the horror. You know what? It's going to throw off the equilibrium of the entire planet. That's a very, very good point, Jim.
That's legitimately valid.
Yeah. Jim, that was hit and run, Jim.
Good day, Jim.
Good day. Jay's in Winter Haven. Jay, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello. Yeah, Jay, go ahead.
Yes, I think it's part of the dumbing down of America. Back when in the old days, if you got something for $7.21 and you gave them, and now if you give them a penny along with a $10 bill, they freak out.
Yeah, so the art of making change without seeing it on your...
Oh, that's gone away. I saw, and I never got to it on the show, but Generation Z, they don't know how to make change.
Like, if you have something for $7.21 and you give them a $10 and a 1 penny,
right,
they freak out.
Yeah.
You can't do the math.
Yeah. No, I got you loud and clear, Jay. Thank you. Lisa is in Spring Hill. If you're just tuning in, the story that came out yesterday that Trump is issuing an order for the U.S. Mint to stop making the U.S. penny.
I mean, could we go a couple of years without making pennies? I mean, can we resume penny production in 2028?
I'm telling you that, well, we'll see. I mean, a new president could say, start the penny back up.
Bring them back.
All right, Lisa in Spring Hill. Hi, Lisa.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm feeling the same way you do about, missing the penny, but if it takes 4 cents to make a penny...
3.7 cents to make 1 penny.
Yeah, let's not make it so expensive, Lisa.
Yeah, don't exaggerate. Don't round it up to 4. All right.
Oh God! And then the nickel. Holy cow!
Yeah.
But you're right. We use the debit cards.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I had change in my pocket going jingle-ling-a-ling. All right, thank you, Lisa. Tim, look at the phones on this. Tim in Auburndale. Tim, you're on the MJ Morning Show. What do you think about the U.S. penny going away?
This is Jim from Auburndale. Is it me?
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, he has Andrew has Tim. So you're Jim. Sorry, Jim. You're not Tim. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say it's not the first time we would kill a coin. Back in colonial times, they had the half penny, and they got rid of that eventually. So I don't think there's anything wrong with getting rid of the penny and the nickel.
So you think it's what, just progress?
Yeah, inflation and progress. We don't need anything less than a tenth of a dollar. So I would say just keep the dimes.
All right.
And go from there.
Thank you, Tim. Joy in Lakeland. Joy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Joy.
Hi.
What do you think about the penny disappearing?
Get rid of it. I say get rid of all the coins.
All of them?
Yeah.
You know, there are countries that have no coins.
All of them.
Hey, Fessa, go ahead and type in countries that have no coins. I've been to some countries that Bruce, I haven't been there.
Countries that do not use coins, and they are like the
hang on.
most.
Cambodia, I haven't been there. The Congo, Guinea, Iraq. Oh, I was in Iraq last Christmas.
Where you? It's beautiful that time of year.
It's Iraqi.
All the lights are up.
I'm dreaming of an Iraqi Christmas. Laos, Somalia, Vietnam, Zambia, Zimbabwe. Maybe I've not been to any of those countries, but
you've never been to a country. I've heard of countries that
you know
use
what?
primarily coins.
Maybe, you know what? I misspoke. Maybe coins that just have like the dollar coin.
The $1 and $2 coin.
The dollar, like the euro. You have the dollar euro and the €2, the €1 and the €2.
And the thing is, the coin is virtually unbreakable. I mean, it'll last for
there's no doubt about it. I had read a long time ago that I don't know if you've ever heard of this, Joy, but the average U.S. dollar only lasts like 18 months, whereas a coin lasts like 30 years. So.
But who actually uses coins, really? Honestly.
Yeah, that's the deal. I mean,
how about instead of take a penny, give a penny? Take $1, give $1.
Yeah.
I mean,
Joy, I would rob that place. I would take $8 every time I go.
How about with inflation?
Yeah, inflation.
Need a 20, leave a 20, take a 20.
Yes, please.
See, that's the problem.
Thanks, Joy. Have a great day. James in Lakeland. James, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good riddance to that damn thing.
All right, so get rid of the freaking penny. So you're all for it.
Oh, yeah.
What about coins in general? Where are you on all coinage?
Anything above the dime, that other guy was correct.
All right, thank you, James. Appreciate it. Floyd and Sefner. Floyd, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Hey, yeah, I'd miss all the coins because, I do a lot of, home construction, and, sometimes it's cheaper for me just to drill holes in them and use them as washers than to jump in a truck and run to a hardware store.
Are you serious?
You've never heard that before?
You drill holes in coins to use to make a washer?
Well, go to Ace Hardware. You'll see that a washer is 30 cents.
And a penny.
Why would I waste the time of getting in my truck, drive over there, overpay for?
So, which particular denomination of coin do you use most as a washer?
Well, it depends on what size washer I need.
I realize that, but is there any one coin that you tend to use most?
The penny. Yeah, the penny.
All right.
A penny would hold in a screw and whatever is behind it.
30 times cheaper to use.
I mean,
wow.
Even if you went for a washer the size of a quarter, MJ, it's still going to be like 70 cents.
Wow. All right. Thanks, Floyd. Appreciate it. Ken in Tierra Verde. Look, the penny lines have blown up with the prospect of the penny being stopped production-wise by Trump. Ken, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Go ahead. Ken, you're up. Turn your radio down, Ken. Oh, boy. All right.
Okay, we'll get to him in a second.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ken! Son of a... Ken!
He's not listening at all.
What the hell?
Let him
Ken,
go.
do it. I'm putting Ken on hold. All right, Felix in Tampa. Felix, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, good morning. So I was thinking about the pennies. I think we should definitely get rid of them, and even get rid of all the coins in general. No one ever uses them.
I mean, if you pay cash, you get change back, right? I mean, eventually you spend them or you save them or you do something.
All right, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Let me grab Catherine in Sarasota. Catherine, MJ Moore. Hey, Andrew, that's it. The phones won't stop ringing. I'm going to finish up these calls. I'm moving on. We got to talk about the Motley Crue plane crash. Holy crap. Catherine, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Yes, hi, MJ. I wouldn't lose any sleep over the penny disappearing. If it disappeared tomorrow, it wouldn't bother me in the least.
All right, so the penny pisses you off.
Yeah, it's inconvenient. And if you need to get it, it's always a pain in the butt to get to, and it takes up space. Keep all the other coins and just get rid of the penny. The sooner the better.
All right, thank you. Brian in Lakeland. Brian, MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, MJ, it's Brian. Just wanted to correct you on one quick thing.
What'd I say?
Actually, a penny is a British term. Ours is a 1 cent piece. We don't have pennies here in the United States.
Yeah, the penny and the hay penny.
But wait a minute, but everyone calls it the penny.
I mean,
everybody calls it a penny, but they're wrong. It's a 1 cent piece. Penny is a British term. Look it up. I swear I'm not wrong.
Now, what about the penny loafers? Is that British too? We can't have those in America?
I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see how you tie this into airplanes. That's all I want to know.
Brian, just sit back and wait. It's coming up.
Oh, Brian, dude, I've got a story. I have it. I have an airplane story coming up, Brian.
It's coming up next. Don't worry, Brian.
Stand by, man. All right, Darren in Tampa, then Phil Ken, and then I'm wrapping this thing up. Darren, MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, good morning, MJ. How you doing?
Yes, I'm fine. Go ahead.
So I don't know if anybody's talked about this, but you may have to change the tax on the dollar then, because if somebody's paying 6-7 cents on a dollar, they may have to change the tax bracket on a dollar.
See, here's the thing, Ken. Most transactions are electronic or digital. So if I'm paying something with a bank note, I'm to the penny. I'm to the exact 1 cent.
Yeah. So electronically, the penny's going to remain, but in physicality, it could go away. And if we stop minting them, they're going to dry up because people are going to hoard the pennies. People are going to start keeping pennies. Oh, man, they're making no more pennies. I'm just going to keep all the pennies. You know how many pennies people have in coin jars in their house right now? All the change that's sitting around. Thank you, Darren. All right, quickly, Phil Ken, then that's it. Phil in Spring Hill. Phil, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
What about the movie Splash when they drop all the pennies on the ground? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? That's the most...
And then in church, and then when you're in church, if you're a kid, you drop the penny, and then you brush your hand up against the lady's leg to see if she's wearing pantyhose. You never did that one?
What? Yeah. What kind of pervy move is that?
The Church of
The
Groping?
same move that they did in Splash. But in Splash, they look up the girl's dress.
You know what? I never saw the movie Splash.
Phil,
I was always freaked out by her missing finger.
Phil, thank you for calling with a 40-year-old reference.
Thank you.
That nobody really got, but you're...
Hey, what about see a penny, pick it up, and all day you'll have good luck?
No more good luck. Good luck's over. What about wishing wells? Well, those fountains.
There's no penny. You can't pick it up. So basically, you're effed. All right.
That works.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That works perfectly.
All right. One last call. We'll go to Tierra Verde.
Second shot for Ken.
And Ken in Tierra Verde, are you there now?
Am I here now?
Oh, geez.
Yeah, what the hell were you doing?
Dude, you were on my Bluetooth. I don't know why.
All right.
But anyway.
All right, go ahead.
So you'd have to reform your way of thinking and communicating. You can't no longer say a penny for your thoughts, right?
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right, man.
Well, yes or no? Are you? And what about offering your 2 cents worth? My God.
Yeah. My 2 cents worth. Yeah, exactly. Get rid of it.
All right.
All right, man.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it.
Waited on hold for 12 minutes for that joke? All right, Ken.
Yeah, listen, Ken's
Thanks for
fine.
listening.
You know about the Motley Crue deal, right?
No, you said something to Andrew this morning about, give me some Motley Crue music because there was a plane crash. And I'm like, there was?
You don't know about the...
I don't know. I know nothing about it.
Well, luckily, somebody bought the farm, but it was not Vince Neil. Girls! Yeah, so Motley Crue lead singer Vince Neil's plane crashed in Scottsdale, Arizona yesterday.
Oh, my God, look at these pictures.
Dude, you ought to see the video from Arizona Family, Channel 3 out in Phoenix. They got surveillance video from the runway, and you see the crazy plane landing and skidding down the runway.
So it never took off?
No. It was landing. Oh. It was landing, and the landing gear broke. So it's going to take a year for the formal report to come out from the NTSB. Tell you what, the NTSB, they're running around these days like a no-arm paper hanger.
They were sitting around on their hands doing nothing for a couple of years.
Oh, my God. And now just what's going on here? I mean, listen, we still have plane crashes, but generally they're small planes, single engine, or they're a small jet. We had how about the jet that crash landed on I-75 down near Naples? Remember that?
Yeah.
That was a couple of years ago, year and a half ago? That was insane. That was nuts.
So who was on the plane?
Well, that's what I haven't seen yet. Andrew, can you see if there's any update? If they've released any information on who was on the plane?
It just says on board were 2 pilots and 2 passengers.
And 2 passengers.
Yeah.
So the pilot apparently died, and another rock star confirmed that the pilot died, if you don't know this. All right, here's the deal. one person dead after this Learjet, a Lear 35, belonging to Vince Neil of Motley Crue, crash landed. So it came in for a landing, and then reports are that the left main gear collapsed, and it threw the plane into a skid, an uncontrollable skid, and then it yawed to the left, and then it rammed into a Gulfstream G200, which was on the ramp in front of a hangar. So it veered off, and then the Vince Neil's plane just noses right in head on into the side of a Gulfstream.
Lucky there wasn't like an explosion or something.
So according to Bret Michaels, so it's Motley Crue's plane, it's Vince Neil's private jet, a Lear 35, and Bret Michaels took to social media, and Bret Michaels from Poison,
the lead singer of Poison, is reporting on the Motley Crue crash?
Yeah, so on Facebook, Bret Michaels of Poison on Facebook said that it was the pilot who died in the crash, which makes sense. Because even before that, we saw the video on the news, and I said to Michelle, yeah, it's one of the pilots got it. If one person died because the cockpit just smashed right into the side of that larger Gulfstream.
So he was probably okay until that.
Yeah. Oh, listen, if they didn't hit anything, it would have been totally survivable. There would be no deaths whatsoever. It was a totally survivable crash, except that it impacted the side of the Gulfstream, is what happened. So Bret Michaels posts on Facebook that the pilot died and then wrote, quote, "I was relieved to hear that my friend Vince Neil was not on board at the time of the incident. I often fly out of this Scottsdale Air Park location, and my heartfelt sympathy goes out to all involved." And then a spokesperson for Vince Neil said, "Mr. Neil's thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved, and he's grateful for the critical aid of all first responders assisting today." So the question, and the video's insane. So Arizona Family, which is Channel 3 in Phoenix, they got a hold of the surveillance video, and they got two different cameras, one showing the landing, and then it goes to another camera that shows the impact. And, man, it's just skidding down the runway. It's crazy.
Flight 209, now arriving, Gate 8. Gate 9. Gate 10.
That's terrible. I shouldn't have done that.
That's a little too soon.
I apologize.
I mean, come on.
All right, I apologize. I'm sorry. That was bad. That was bad taste. It's bad taste.
Sometimes.
But who was on the plane? So
if it's his plane, you got to figure a very close friend.
Yeah.
Or was he renting it?
I don't know.
A lot of these, they fractional these planes that they own.
Yeah.
To make the expenses.
Yeah. So the question is, who was on the air? Andrew, have you seen any update in the news? Have any of the news outlets confirmed that it was the pilot that passed away in the Lear?
Was the plane coming back from the Super Bowl?
You know what? I don't know where the plane was coming from. Texas, if I'm not mistaken. I thought I saw that somewhere, that the plane was coming from Texas to Scottsdale.
I'm watching the video of the hit. That's awful.
But it's just a terrible, terrible story. And interestingly, the registration number on the tail. So every plane, if you don't know this, folks, every U.S. plane has an N number. So all plane registrations in the United States start with the letter N, as in November. And this plane was N81 Victor November. So November 81 Victor November. What's the significance of the last two letters of VN?
Did they do that deliberately, or is it random?
No, it's not random. What are the odds of Vince Neil getting his initials on the last two letters?
I'm asking. I don't know.
You can apply for.
I didn't know this.
No, you can apply, getting a specialized license plate. You can apply for a specific registration number if you want it.
I did not know that Vince Neil did that.
Yeah, N81VN, and the VN obviously stands for Vince Neil. Yeah, I thought I saw the plane was coming from somewhere in Texas. But, who the hell was on the plane?
Any other bands have anything to do with this? I mean, you have Motley Crue, you have Poison.
Hang on. All right, hang on. Hold on, Andrew. Apparently TMZ has it.
Okay.
Go to TMZ. Andrew is saying that it was Vince Neil's girlfriend and a friend that were on the airplane. So, yeah, Fester, you're right. And listen, it's a good supposition or a good guess that it would be somebody.
I mean, MJ, if you owned a plane and you weren't in it, chances are, your best friend Fester's flying around in it or something.
All right, hang on. TMZ just published this. This just was updated just like 8 minutes ago on TMZ, so this is fresh. Vince Neil's private jet was involved in a deadly crash at an Arizona airport, but the Motley Crue frontman was not on the plane. However, his girlfriend, who was traveling on the jet, survived. Alan Kovac, Motley Crue's manager, told TMZ Vince is safe and confirms that he was not on the plane. Sources close to the situation tell TMZ. I just lost it.
Scroll down.
Yeah, I just clicked it.
Right
Hang
below
on a
the
minute. Yeah.
picture.
Sources close to the situation tell TMZ that Vince Neil's girlfriend, Rain, and her friend Ashley were on the plane and are in the hospital. We're told Rain broke 5 ribs. And there were dogs on board. And the dogs the women were traveling with survived the tragic incident as well. The pilot has tragically been killed, the band said in a statement. Vince Neil's manager says the rocker's heart goes out to the victims' families, absolutely involved, and he's thankful his girlfriend and friend are safe. Kovac says the band is brainstorming ideas to help the victims' families. Well, it seems like it's the pilot. So, the Lear 35, I believe it's a two, so it would have been a pilot and a co-pilot, a first officer, I would imagine. The incident happened Monday afternoon, Scottsdale, with Vince's plane crashing into another jet, veering off the runway upon landing. So the landing gear failed, and it caved. The landing gear snapped or failed. I looked up Vince Neil's airplane. It was delivered in 1989, so it's an older airplane, but with maintenance.
Yeah, they last.
When's the last time they checked the landing gear to make sure it didn't bust off like a pretzel stick during landing? That's terrible. All right, well, listen, thoughts obviously to those affected by this. And how about Vince Neil's girlfriend's friend broke? Who's the
girlfriend broke 5 ribs?
The girlfriend Rain is Vince Neil's girlfriend. She broke 5 ribs.
According to the TMZ article, the other friend is also in the hospital. Did Def Leppard come out with a statement as well?
No, just.
What about Bon Jovi?
No,
nothing from AC/DC.
Just Bret Michaels.
No, so just Poison. No Judas Priest or
just.
How about the guys from Kiss? Nothing from them.
Hey, speaking of music,
Duran. Tears for Fears.
Festa, shut up.
Anything from U2?
Stop.
The Go-Go's.
No, the guy that did Tarzan Boy, he's commented. Yeah, Baltimore. I think he died of AIDS. Actually,
he's not saying.
I don't think Baltimore from Tarzan Boy is saying anything. Speaking of music, though, was this kind of a douchey move by Kid Rock?
What do you do?
Kid Rock storms off stage because the audience wouldn't clap when he wanted them to clap.
All right.
Is he moody? Does he get testy, Kid Rock?
He doesn't appear to be somebody who's overly stable in any capacity. I'm a fan of Kid Rock stuff.
Yeah, I like Kid Rock.
I like that angry white guy music that he puts out there.
I want to be a cowboy, baby.
Yeah, I've seen him perform a couple of times. He puts on a hell of a show, but he does seem like a prick. I mean, he doesn't seem like somebody I could be a friend with. He seems like a jerk, and I like his music.
Kid Rock stormed off the stage in Nashville at a performance over the weekend. He cut the performance short because the audience didn't clap along to the song. The heck? Saturday night, Chris Rock.
What do you say? Put your hands together.
Appeared as
a song.
So he appeared as a special guest at the 63rd birthday for Bon Jovi founding member keyboardist David Bryan.
Hold on, it's not even his concert?
No, at JBJ's Nashville, which is owned by John Bon Jovi. So Chris Rock joined a band which featured Bryan on keyboard on stage to perform a cover of CCR's Proud Mary, but stopped midway through due to a lack of audience participation. Hey, stop, Rock said, as the fellow musicians and accompanying singer paused the set. If you ain't gonna clap, we ain't going to sing. That's how it's gonna work.
Hold on. So this isn't like a traditional concert where all the attention's on him? Is that a birthday party?
Yeah, Rock started clapping his hands over his head, showing the audience how he wanted them to participate. After resuming the performance, some audience members clapped, but the amount of crowd participation was not up to what Chris Rock, not up to what Kid Rock wanted. So he said, "Hey, that's it. You know what? F y'all, you ain't got to clap, I'm gone." And he walks off the stage. What the hell?
What a jerk.
My
He's at his
God.
friend's birthday party and the audience won't clap for him. Some friend he is.
So after Kid Rock walked off the stage, then the band finished up with "Proud Mary, Keep On."
At the end of the day, the song was probably better without Kid jumping around.
Was it Proud Mary? Is it? Yeah. So that's a douchey move. I mean, come on. Wait, Kid Rock, what, ruined the Bon Jovi band member's birthday in Nashville?
I mean, if anything, he made himself a joke.
That's erratic. It's like erratic behavior.
Tell you what, man, if we ever sing at your birthday party, I'm walking off the stage. I'm out of here.
Hold on. Oh, I've got the airplane story, and then I got a question. I was kicking around a new feature on the show, called "Boo Hoo" or "Screw You."
Where if you feel sorry for somebody or you don't feel sorry?
Exactly. What do you think about it? Boo hoo or screw you? I'll explain in just a matter of seconds. So I had the caller a few minutes ago jabbing at me. "Hey, MJ, I'm waiting to see how you're going to tie this into some airplane story." Well, I'm not going to tie it in, but listen, folks, if you get on a flight, make sure that your device's Wi-Fi is not labeled "There's a bomb on the flight."
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Well, who does this? An American Airlines flight was evacuated, delayed for almost 5 hours in Texas because a passenger had a Wi-Fi hotspot titled "There is a bomb on the flight." You get the cutesy folks in the neighborhood that, their Wi-Fi is labeled FBI surveillance van or something like that. I had a neighbor that once had kiddie porn.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
What kind of creeps are you living next to?
I'm joking. I'm kidding. All right. That's terrible. What's the matter with me today?
I don't know, man.
All right. So, don't have a Wi-Fi hotspot called "There's a bomb on the flight." Well, that shut things down. American Airlines Flight 286 from Texas to Charlotte, North Carolina, returned to the gate. It was Austin. So Austin to Charlotte. It went back to the gate when a passenger showed a flight attendant the alarming name. "Hey, there's someone on the flight that has a Wi-Fi hotspot called "There's a bomb on the flight." What do you do if you see? Of course, you got to take the plane back.
Is there any way to track who it belonged to? Or do you just change the name of your?
Well, I'm wondering if the person scrambled quickly to. Oh my God! Yeah, look for the person frantically handling their phone and trying to change the Wi-Fi hotspot name on the phone. Yeah, the plane goes back to the gate. The pilot initially blamed the delay on an administrative issue, but then came out and told passengers because somebody had renamed their hotspot to "There's a bomb on the flight." Yeah, passenger Bruce Steen.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Yeah, he confirmed it.
Thank you, Mr. Steen.
Yeah, I would have said, to the passenger, "I'm Bruce Steen. You can look pretty funny eating corn on the cob with no bleeping teeth." Also, what's a show without a Blues Brothers reference? And of course, it was Stein. But Stein, whatever. Frankenstein, whatever. Weinstein. All right, so, don't be a schmuck. Can you imagine a 5-hour delay What schmuck gets on an airplane with their Wi-Fi hotspot?
This is going to be funny.
Labeled, there's a bomb on the flight.
See, I'd much rather airdrop everybody a picture of naked Kermit.
And that's something, have you ever been busted for that?
No.
Yeah. So Fester's funny business. Fester likes to go on a flight and find people that with iPhones that he can airdrop to, and he's got a naked picture of Kermit the Frog with a green little wang.
Flights, airports, restaurants.
What's the matter with you?
Church.
Yeah. That's like a sex offense or something.
Is it?
Yeah. What happens if you send it to a kid? What happens if you accidentally say, you got an 8-year-old kid with an iPhone and you're sending a naked picture of Kermit the Frog's wiener? What's the matter with you?
I don't think that's illegal. I mean, it's a Muppet.
Oh, I think you can get into a little bit of trouble there.
Put me in front of a jury of my peers on that one.
Guess what? They're going to turn the flight around. They're going to take it back to the gate. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking. Somebody sent a 7-year-old girl a picture of Kermit the Frog's wang. Yeah, well, we're going to go back to the gate here. Then the airport police are meeting you at the
They won't know
it's jetway.
They won't know it's me.
Anyway, police came on the plane to tell the culprit. Listen to this. So the plane goes back to the gate, and the cops board at the Austin, Texas airport. Hey, who's the smart guy that has the Wi-Fi hotspot labeled, there is a bomb on the flight? So police say, hey, come forward.
Yeah, good luck. Come forward. Yeah, I love when the cops say that.
So a police lieutenant from the airport police in Austin gets on the plane and says, quote, if this is a joke, please raise your hand. Please raise your hand now, because we can deal with the practical joke differently than if we have to do a full-blown investigation of what's going on here. Nobody came forward. All passengers escorted off the plane and forced to show police the name of their hotspot. They were held in a cordoned-off area and rescreened by security.
Hold on. Being forced to show police your hotspot sounds like a violation of some civil liberties.
Do you need a search warrant for that?
I mean,
It's interesting.
I mean, if you're taking me off the plane anyway, I mean, get a warrant, officer.
Yeah, once cleared, the flight finally took off at 6:15 p.m., more than 4.5 hours late. Yeah, the TSA said they and their partners in the transportation sector take bomb threats very seriously. All passengers and the checked baggage were all rescreened, but they never found out who it was. I wonder if that person, frantically erased the name of the hotspot. So even if they search the phones.
Well, what if you shut your phone off and put it in your carry-on? I don't have a phone with me.
Yeah.
Or you ditched a phone or something.
You ready for the new feature on the MJ Morning Show? Boo-hoo or screw you? What do you think? You like it?
I do like it.
Yeah, maybe I ought to have a piece of production made for that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a brand new feature on the MJ Morning Show. Boo-hoo or screw you. How does the game work? You have to decide after hearing the story whether you're going boo-hoo, you're sad for the individual, or, you know what, screw you. Boo-hoo or screw you.
Who's getting it
Guess
today?
who the first subject is?
Yeah, who is it?
Lauren Sanchez. Who is Lauren Sanchez, Fester?
All right, so Lauren Sanchez is it the fiance?
Yes.
Of Jeff Bezos?
You are correct. Jeff Bezos, one of the richest guys in the world, the founder of Amazon, in his Washington State garage with a couple of books. All right. Jeff Bezos' fiance, Lauren Sanchez. So listen to this. Boo-hoo or screw you? Lauren Sanchez posted a very curious message on social media, on Instagram. Yesterday, this is Monday, this is fresh. Bezos' fiance, Lauren Sanchez, posts about recent turbulence in her life. So engaged to Amazon's Jeff Bezos, from a money standpoint, there shouldn't be a care in the world.
I mean, the electric's not getting shut off or anything.
So she went on Instagram. Apparently she was flying a helicopter because apparently she's a helicopter pilot.
So she's talking on Instagram while flying a helicopter? That seems like a violation.
So, you're not supposed to text and drive on 275.
Helicopters
what about
are fine.
texting and flying a helicopter?
No issues at all.
Listen, helicopters don't have, the whole American Airlines deal in D.C. Pay attention to flying and don't text and fly your helicopter. So she shares a selfie of her with her pilot headset on with a little microphone in front of her mouth. She's got a baseball cap on. She's got some fancy schmancy, looks like maybe Chanel glasses on. And so she takes a selfie of herself, piloting the helicopter. But then the caption is what's curious here. Lauren W. Sanchez on Instagram wrote, "Some years start with turbulence, but that's just the wind reminding you to spread your wings. Good to be back in the air. Here's to flying farther than we ever imagined." So what is this mystical, kind of cryptic message? What does that mean? Some years start with turbulence.
Is there problems in paradise?
I don't know.
JB?
Is there a Jeff Bezos problem here? I mean, remember, they were at the inauguration on January 20th. She had that low-cut blouse. So her boobs were popping out like some kind of, she was like wearing a negligee thing.
She was literally my favorite part of the inauguration.
Remember, was it Mark
Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg was caught staring right down her vag. Cleavage. Yeah, cleavage. Staring down her vag. I'm sorry. Staring down her vag. Cleavage.
Cleavage.
Yeah, cleavage.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah. You know what I meant.
Did she buy this hat on Amazon?
I don't know.
Nice. This is a good looking hat.
Is that a Chanel hat?
I don't know.
Man, she's all Chanel'd up good, isn't she? Yeah, lots of Chanel. What if she's wearing Chanel No. 5 and mixing it with the helicopter sweat?
I tell you what, the Bezos is going to buy Chanel for her.
All right, so what do you think? Is it boo-hoo or screw you?
I mean, everybody, no matter who you are, or what, you have your own issues that you deal with.
No matter if you're marrying a guy that's worth $300 billion, you know.
I mean, there's pressures I probably couldn't relate to in that situation.
Yeah.
However.
So what is it? It's cryptic. It's mystery-filled. Nobody knows. What is she referring to? What is the turbulence which Jeff Bezos' fiance is talking about? What is she referring to? And flying farther than we ever imagined? Some years start with turbulence? What is the turbulence in Lauren Sanchez's life? So there are tons of likes. People are saying, "Oh, you're being so candid," but
she isn't.
We're unclear. We don't know what is it? Lauren, tell us. What is wrong? What is the turbulence in your life?
So on the surface, I don't have a ton of empathy.
Well, that's why I have a new feature. That's why I've just launched Boo-hoo or Screw You. All
right. I mean,
you want to go to phones?
I need more details.
All right. So Lauren Sanchez, Bezos' fiance, is having some kind of issue. There's something going on. Boo-hoo or screw you? Where are you?
I mean, if she has
let me go. Let's go to phone. Just hold on to that thought. 800-990-1047. All right, I'm only going to take a couple of calls. This is not like a full-blown. This is kind of a test. This is like a screen test for boo-hoo or screw you. So I'm not going to take a bunch of calls here. I'm only going to take a few calls because I'm already running late. All right? 800-990-1047. Quickly. So Lauren Sanchez, Bezos' fiance, boo-hoo or screw you, meaning you have empathy or let me worry about something important. All right, boo-hoo or screw you. Let's go. 800-990-1047. This is the maiden voyage. This is kind of like a pilot episode.
Don't say pilot.
This is kind of like this is like a test to see if boo-hoo or screw you has any chances.
I don't know if she was the right person to start this feature with.
Well,
on the surface, she's an unsympathetic character in the sense that I don't generally feel bad for billionaires.
It is what it is. All right.
At the same time, I wish her no ill will. I mean, I don't want her to have a disease. I don't want somebody. I don't want a family member to be, lost or You know, I don't want
do you
something
feel
bad to happen.
Do you feel bad for Lauren Sanchez or not? So it's boo-hoo, you feel bad, or screw you, you don't feel bad. And this is like the first ever, just a little test of boo-hoo or screw you. Feel bad or don't feel bad?
This is a tough one because I don't have enough info.
And we'll get these things screened up. 800-990-1047. I'm only going to take a few calls. Just a quick little test. 800-990-1047. And I wonder if it's going to come out what she's upset about. What is the turbulence in her life? Let me hit Alec in Tampa. Alec, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Alec, you there?
Who cares?
Yeah, Alec, hold on. What'd you say?
Who cares?
All right, so you're going to be screw you.
Kind of, or this is horrible.
Well, Alec, I mean, I don't have enough information to render a verdict. I mean, like I said, I'm with you. I have no sympathy, generally speaking, for billionaires.
So Alex says, no. That's what Alex says. No. All right, so essentially, Alec, you're screw you, right?
Correct.
All right, thank you, Alec. Claire, listen, I think the feature works. Claire in Tampa, boo-hoo or screw you?
I actually do feel sorry for her because she has to be married or engaged or whatever to Jeff Bezos because there's only a certain amount of money. Like, money doesn't buy you everything, you know?
It buys you a lot.
Person in the world.
Do you know how much money we're talking about here?
Yeah, what is his net worth now? It's like $250 billion or something, $300 billion? What's
Yeah, but rich people have big problems.
Yeah, hey,
They
more
don't have
money, more
problems
problems.
Exactly.
Yeah, more money, more problems. All right, so
Yeah.
Claire, let me ask you a question, Claire. Would you rather be rich and unhappy or poor and miserable?
Good point.
Poor and miserable.
Oh, get out of here. I'd rather be rich and miserable rather than poor and miserable.
Because people with lots of money have the worst problems. And if you think back to any rich person you've ever known, they have the worst, biggest problems.
All right, Claire, thank you. I appreciate. Listen, thank you for opening up the discussion.
I might know a few more rich people than you then because that's not always the case.
All right. Andrew, I'm just taking two more calls because I'm running way late here. Mike in Tarpon Springs, boo-hoo or screw you?
Screw you.
All right, thank you, Mike. All right, last one. Catherine in Sarasota, boo-hoo or screw you?
Screw you.
Catherine. All right, so it's 3 screw yous to 1 boo-hoo. Ladies and gentlemen, that was like the test flight of boo-hoo or screw you on the MJ Morning Show. Look at that. All right, when we get back, we have a whole hour to go. So almost a whole hour. When we get back, are you ready for the dirtiest, filthiest piece of clothing that you have? Warning, this is an MJ Morning Show warning. The dirtiest, filthiest piece of clothing that you have. This is not what you think. What is it? The dirtiest piece of clothing. Warning, you've been warned on this, folks. And that's next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM Tampa Bay. Looking for a Ford car, truck, or SUV? Oh, boy, there are some pissed off people at St. Pete Beach. I will explain in just a couple of minutes. In fact, I got an email from a listener saying, MJ, oh, my God. I got an email. MJ, you got to call me. We got to talk about this. So what's going on at St. Pete Beach that has some people up in arms? Get to that in just a matter of moments. First, though, the filthiest, dirtiest article of clothing. You know, I think instantly people go to, oh, your underwear or your thong. Well,
not mine.
Fester.
I don't wear them. Oh,
my God. I can't even imagine you in a thong.
I mean, instantly I felt
You'd need a thong like as wide as like a lasagna noodle.
You know what? You know those ratchet straps that you use?
Oh, yeah.
I make my thong.
To tie down your load?
Yeah.
You know what I hate? And, man, those will screw up your vehicle. You ever see the ratchet straps, like, all over the highway?
Yeah.
All the time. What is it with people's, nylon ratchet straps with the metal buckle in the middle of the interstate or on a side road, surface road?
They fall off the back of trucks or something.
I see these damn it's a nightmare.
Maybe like a tow truck might just toss it on there and it falls off.
It's an epidemic. I see ratchet straps all the time on the damn road. All right, so here's the deal. The piece of clothing that apparently is filthy, and according to experts, it's among the filthiest, dirtiest article of clothing that people wear, and it is dirtier than a toilet seat.
Come on. That's always the analysis, the analogy. Dirtier than a toilet seat. I was initially thinking like the bottom of your shoe.
That's pretty nasty when you think about all this stuff. And that's why when I was a kid, I hated the parents that made you take your shoes off at the front door.
But it kind of makes sense.
Like Eric Major's mother.
Oh, Eric.
Always made us take the shoes off at the front door. And you know what? Eric Major's mother was 100% right.
You owe her an apology.
Eric Major's mother in 1974, 75, she was well ahead of the game. She was well ahead of the curve. She knew what was going on. She had it right.
But if it's not that, everybody wears it, right? I mean, it's not like something unique or something?
Well, less of this in Florida than other places.
Shirts?
No.
Your shirt's pretty dirty. I mean,
bras, dude. No, it's not bras.
I touch my shirt 1,000 times a day, you know.
I'm just going to cut to the chase. I'm not going to take calls. Gloves. Gloves are filthy. Gloves can harbor 5 times more germs than your average toilet seat. And guess what? Researchers swabbed toilet seats in public facilities and homes just to kind of get a variety of different swabs on toilet seats. Then they swabbed the inside and outside of 50 pairs of gloves and mittens. And the gloves and mittens on average had up to 5 times more nasty, grotesque little heebie-jeebie bacteriaites than the toilet seats.
I mean, I have a pair of leather gloves. I don't wash them. I don't wear them. I don't think I've worn them in 2 years.
Yeah, so gloves are nasty. Of all the items swabbed, cycling gloves displayed the highest germ readings.
Oh, those kind of gloves.
Wool gloves and suede gloves. I wonder, listen, the only time I wear gloves is when I ski. I've got some Swaney or whatever they're called. I've got mine are old. I've had them for years.
But you never wash them.
No, I don't think we do. I don't know. No, I think Michelle sometimes washes our ski gloves.
What if you take a little a Lysol spray and just give them a little just to kill anything living in there?
Listen, I'm just telling you that gloves are nasty according to this new research. Now we have Trader Joe's and Costco. I think I mentioned this yesterday about Costco. Just a little update on the whole situation with the eggs. And the egg situation is not getting better. It's getting worse in the country. Prices continue to skyrocket. You're seeing little signs and shortages and bare shelves. And then you've got people that are panic buying. And you got stores that are putting up signs now that are limiting people to eggs. And I always bought Michelle, when I go egg shopping, and Michelle's picky as can be, if I bring the wrong eggs home, I don't hear the freaking end of it. It's like it's World War III. It's like I ran over a priest or something. If I bring the wrong eggs home, my God, I
would rather run over a priest.
It's an international freaking incident if I don't bring home her vital farms. All right. So they were expensive. These were on sale. These were BOGO. It's like, oh my God, I never hear the end of it.
She doesn't care.
It's like her whole world is turned upside down if I bring the wrong eggs home. So I've always, when they're on sale, if there's a BOGO or sometimes Whole Foods would have the Vital Farms, not the organics, the regular Vital Farms, cage freeze, and I mean not long ago. I mean I think earlier last year, I was getting them on sale, the dozen for like $5.75, at Whole Foods with the deal and then the prime discount. I was getting them, and Publix was selling the same damn egg for $8.93, $9, and now it's even more, I believe, if they even have them. But I was getting some good, so I'd pick up 4 at a time. So about 2 weeks ago, I was at Whole Foods, and they had the Vital Farms, and their price was pretty good. And Walmart also has good prices on the Vital Farms as well, among the better price that's out there. And they had a bunch of them in the case, and there was a sign that did say there's a limit. And this is already a couple of weeks ago that we're limiting egg purchases. But Michelle had no more eggs, and we've shortage or no shortage. I always buy a bunch of them, anywhere between 4 and 6 packs, because Michelle eats eggs every single day. We go through a lot of eggs in the house. So I would buy 4, 5, 6 cartons, the dozen Vital Farms eggs. And I went to Whole Foods, and the price was decent, all considering. And they had a bunch of them, but there was a little sign that said limiting.
Limit 2 or limit 4?
I think it was limit 2.
Yeah.
But I bought 6. I'm like, sign schmine. So I bought 6, but not because I'm hoarding, not because, I'm scared. Oh my God, there's an egg shortage. No, not because of that. We were out of them, and we always buy a huge stack of eggs because, listen, they're good for a month and a half out, and even when they're past the Best By date, they're still good for months after that.
Still good for a while.
I mean, they're good for plenty of time. So I get to the register with my 6 cartons of eggs, and you know what happened?
Did it prevent you from buying it?
Nothing happened. I scanned them and I walked right out of the store. So there was no scanning warning, you scanned too many eggs.
That happened to me at Sam's Club when everybody was hoarding toilet paper. And it was limit 2.
You got shut down?
Yeah, I did. I had a whole cart full, and I rang my membership card, and After 2, it kind of put up a flag.
All right, so
cannot buy anymore.
Trader Joe's and Costco, I guess they're cracking down. Trader Joe's now and Costco have placed purchase limits on eggs due to the hoarding situation.
You don't need to hoard them, people.
Yeah, I think they're allowing, is it 2? I think I saw a sign that Trader Joe's, here's
See, a lot of times you go to these wholesale clubs and they'll sell eggs, 32 in a pack. You get 2 18-packs.
I don't know if they've standardized across all Costco's and all Trader Joe's on what they're limiting customers to as far as egg purchases, but I did see a sign that's saying limit, 2 cartons per customer. So, but I mean, you look at the price of eggs that are through the roof, and then you've got. Remember, we had a Costco story a couple of days ago that they brought out a whole pallet of eggs, huge pallet of eggs at Costco, and they were gone in 10 minutes.
Unbelievable.
And people were grabbing them like, there's no food left on planet Earth.
What, you gonna start making omelets and quiche every day?
Yeah.
Come on, people.
All right, so the egg shortage and that whole deal with, listen, you've got a very aggressive bird flu going around, and it's really messing with the flock. All right, I got to call a listener here in a minute. Let me let the story breathe here for a second and tell you what's going on. St. Pete Beach. Have you heard about the noise ordinance deal? St.
Nope.
Pete Beach?
No, I haven't.
So they're trying to figure out how to lower the noise complaints at St. Pete Beach.
Oh, is it like rental houses?
Well, it's bars and restaurants, etc. So they're trying to reduce the noise complaints, which are generally centered around music. And back at the end of January, St. Pete City Commissioners, they voted on and passed an ordinance on the first reading. And quote, prohibiting plainly audible noise at a distance in residential neighborhoods. And then if the second reading passes in the coming weeks, plainly audible music or other sounds would be prohibited at 200 feet between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m., and then 500 feet at all other times, according to the St. Pete Times. City Attorney Gretchen Becky Voss, or Vos. How the hell do you get Becky out of Gretchen?
Is like Becky a nickname?
Gretchen Becky Vos, V-O-S-E.
Maybe it's a middle name.
Maybe so. Maybe her middle name's Rebecca.
Yeah.
Goes by Becky. Told commissioners the city currently has 2 standard anyway, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of folks are like, whoa, this is too restrictive. A lot of bar owners, restaurant owners are like, wait a second, this is going to shut us down.
500 feet seems like a long distance, but when you're in the open, the music just travels.
All right, so it's plainly audible music cannot be heard within 200 feet from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m.
What's plainly audible? What does that mean?
So if you're out in the open and you're 200 feet away from the restaurant or bar, you can't hear the music.
Any of it? Or you can't hear?
No, it's not like this. Not like a decibel count. It's not like it can't, go over 87 decibels or, some kind of ambient. No, it's like it can't be audible.
So somebody with much better hearing could hear it and file a complaint. Now I'm half deaf.
Yeah.
And I can't hear it.
Got super hearing.
Yeah. This sounds like it has problems.
So I get an email from Lisa. Lisa says, MJ, call me. And then her phone number right in my face.
Is she a business owner / music player, or is she like one of the keep it quiet?
Well,
people?
listen, they're trying to ban all audibly. They're trying to ban all audible noise on St. Pete Beach, which would severely hinder the live music and tourism industry.
Sure, it would.
Which is already struggling since the hurricanes wiped out everything out. On St. Pete Beach, places like Jimmy B's, Toasted Monkey, Postcard, and the Don Cesar will be affected. Hey, the Don is still closed, I think. Isn't the Don set to open maybe in March?
I looked that up a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I think the Don opens up in March. Anyway, let me call Lisa here. And Lisa obviously has a lot to say about this. Calling listener Lisa, who's up in arms.
Hello.
Lisa, MJ Morning Show, along with Fester. Hey, now my wife, the lawyer's not here today, but she's well aware of this.
I know. I wish I could have talked to her. I'm dying to meet her on the phone.
Yeah, she'll be here tomorrow and the rest of the week. All right. So, yeah, she had to do something today, so that's why Michelle's not in. All right. So let's. What is your affiliation? Do you work at one of these restaurants or bars?
So let me start by saying I am the child of a bartender who worked at Jimmy B's for like 30 years.
Wow.
I was raised on tips, and my grandpa played up and down the beach my entire life.
Okay.
Chico Rome was his name.
Wow.
And I have lots of friends in the industry. There's a band called The Difference. They play at Shepherd's on Clearwater Beach. And they play at all these places. You have Crossfire Creek, which is the #1 country band in Florida.
I don't question your credentials. I don't question your credentials on this.
Listen, I'm enjoying this music lineup.
You're enjoying her reading her entire resume of everybody she's ever met who plays a banjo on the beach?
I'm just trying to shout out my bands, okay?
Right,
That's what I'm trying to do. I appreciate
Festa, let Lisa speak. Don't get argumentative
Lisa,
over here.
why don't you take the next 5 minutes, Lisa, and just name every band you've ever seen perform?
We need anybody who appreciates live music and the industry. I'm a performer myself. I play the ukulele.
Hold on. You play the ukulele? I didn't know anyone actually played the ukulele.
I have called before as Mary Poppins.
Why
have you done?
Wait a sec. You've called my show as Mary Poppins?
Yes, for the busking guy who pretended to play the violin.
Oh, yeah. Those frauds.
Listen, why didn't you lead with the ukulele? I mean, you're naming all these bands nobody heard of.
Imposter syndrome, Pastor.
How can we help?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Imposters.
6 o'clock tonight. Well, at 4 o'clock, they're all meeting at Chill, and then everybody's walking over to City Hall. We've made some signs. We're just doing like a peaceful, hey, please don't do this. Because it will affect our lives, and our lives have already been affected so much by the hurricane. I was working at the Thunderbird at the time as a bartender.
Yep.
And let me tell you, when you had live music out there, that people come from the beach to come see what's going on.
Yeah.
People are attracted to that. And another thing that, the people that in office don't understand because they've only lived in our area since 2018 is that, a lot of people come up from out of this area. You have Clearwater Creedence Revival, right? You have Jim Morrison went to high school here in Pinellas County. You have a lot of people, Dochito, I can't stop saying that.
Yeah. You know what? We need Robin Zander and Cheap Trick to play a beach concert or something.
Exactly. Yeah. That's where we're headed. And I understand needing permits for big events and things like that if you're going to shut down the block.
But it's just music coming out of a restaurant or a bar that it can't be heard 200 feet away. I mean, that would mean that it would have to be like a...
Now, during the day, they have changed that because of our efforts to 500 feet.
Yeah, so here's the deal. I read in the story that it would be from 7 p.m. to, 5 a.m. or 6 a.m.?
It's something like that. I could go back at it. I sent the articles to you.
I got it here. Here we go. Yes, from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., music and sound would be prohibited at 200 feet from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. and then 500 feet
at all times.
At all times. So from 7 a.m. to then 9:59.
Also the thing is they're trying to take this relief off the deputies down there. And here's the other thing: my dad is a retired sergeant from St. Pete Beach.
Oh wow.
Okay, so he used to have to deal with these calls.
Hey, what's his last name?
Fleming. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
I was almost arrested by Detective Stapleton.
Okay. Sorry.
St. Pete Beach Police Department, yeah.
Okay, so short story long story short, he's against this. He says, no, just because they were trying to take away the having to check the decimals before you can give somebody a ticket.
Yeah, to whip out one of those decibel meters
which they have to go all the way to City Hall to get.
Yeah.
So they're trying to be able to give a ticket on the spot and be like, yo, you can't do this, which I understand, but there has to be a middle ground.
Yeah, there really does. Listen, you've got thriving businesses and bars and, tourism's been hit hard enough, obviously, with the hurricanes. I agree. There has to be some common ground, some compromise here, because
Well, and they want it to be like Indian Rocks, Indian Shores, Reddington Beach. They want it to be quiet like that because they've had a taste of it, but we're not used to that here. We've been doing it for a long time like this, and you can't just change it overnight.
well, listen, if it is changed, then the way that people should react, if you have more people in St. Pete Beach that are opposed to having the restaurants and bars curtail their music, well, then you vote the folks out of office is what you do. I mean, that's the only way to respond, or you
the problem is
or you file a lawsuit. You come up with a legal basis, and then you file a lawsuit as far as it damaging business.
There's no doubt about that. I can tell you that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I forgot what I was going to say, but I got to say kudos to you, MJ, for always staying on top of all the things local. I was educated yesterday about the Super Bowl halftime show before the day got started. So that I had a real educated decision before all the drama happened.
Yeah, we do just a little bit of everything on this show.
Yeah.
So that's why
And
everyone.
I've been listening since I was a preschooler.
Oh, that's great.
So,
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it.
love you guys.
All right, thank you very much. So listen, a big fight brewing, St. Pete Beach, with the noise ordinance. And you had first reading, you got a second reading coming in a couple of weeks, and this could be instituted. And not having any audible music from 200 feet after 7 p.m., that is ridiculously restrictive.
Yeah, it's 70 yards? I mean, it's not
That is ridiculously restrictive. All right. I, as a Great Clips customer, am appalled at this next item. All right, folks, you got to hear this. I am appalled. I am angered. I am incensed at what happened at Great Clips. This is a horrific reaction to something that happened at Great Clips.
Not your Great Clips.
I speak from experience. Every 7 to 8 weeks, I go see Ha! At Great Clips. And I hope this never happens at the Great Clips in South Tampa on West Shore. Oh, what happened to Great Clips? I'll tell you next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Don't move. If you need... Here we go. It is 9:29. It is the MJ Morning Show. The final chunk of MJ and Fester. No Michelle today, but she'll be back tomorrow. And the rest of the week, Michelle will be appearing live on the MJ Morning Show, so heads up. All right, great clips. How dare anybody mess with great clips? How dare you? You ever try this in my great clips? You better hope the cops get there before I get there.
Are you going to run from your house?
I'm telling you right. Well, I'm pretty close by. All right. Of all things, a parolee. Can you imagine you're out on parole and you trash a great clips? You ought to see the video on it. The video is insane. California, Great Clips franchise. A guy was an hour late for his appointment, so he trashes the salon, threatens the staff. Greg Marriott. I wonder if he's part of the Marriott fortune.
I'm betting no. I'm betting probably not.
It is spelled Marriott. Are there any bad eggs in the Marriott family?
I can think of one. This guy.
Greg Marriott, 27, was over an hour late to a Great Clips location in San Diego, or in San Diego County, Santee, and he arrives just before closing. So they're about to close. He's an hour late. I wonder if he checked in online. I've got the app. I've got the Great Clips app. I check it online.
Yeah, I don't know that Mr. Marriott has the app.
Tells me how many people are ahead of me. Tells me how many minutes, 38 minutes show up, 15 minutes show up. I get a notification. Go to the salon now and check in. You're up next.
Dude, this just goes to show you never know who's in the hair chair before you get there.
The hair chair.
Because, this guy's a parolee, probably somebody you don't want to hang out with.
That's like the DJs. Hey, it's MJ on the air chair. Hey. Well, Andrew just went to his Great Clips app. Andrew, what is your app telling you right now?
My location has a 32-minute wait.
Can you say that in English, please?
My location has a 32-minute wait.
Gotcha, 32-minute wait.
Sometimes we take breaths or pauses between words.
No, I didn't hear the number. All right, so if I go to my Great Clips app right now, let me find my Great Clips app. EFG, where are you? EFG, Frontier Airlines, Gas Buddy, Great Clips. Here we go. All right, my location, my Great Clips in South Tampa right now. Oh, there's a 0-minute wait.
Too bad Mr. Marriott didn't go to the South Tampa location.
Right now, the Great Clips location at Town Square. You have the Petco in there. You've got the
Barnes & Noble.
That's where Barnes & Noble relocated. The Panera's in there. The Starbucks is in there.
A lot of good stuff.
You got the what's the men's clothing store right next door?
The one that I don't understand how it's even in business.
What they're right next door.
The one where they buy one get 6 suits free.
Which one is it? Men's? No, not. Is it Men's Warehouse?
Like J something.
Yeah, J Alexander. No, that's the restaurant.
That's a good restaurant.
No,
too.
J Alexander. Well, J Alexander changed their name to some name that no one knew, and then they changed it back. But they never changed the sign on Dale Mabry.
Really?
The huge sign where the Florida Orthopedic is on South Dale Mabry. J Alexander went to some mountain chump or something. They went to some new name. They never, and then they went back to J. Alexander. And hey, good news, we never changed the sign out front for 3 years, or whatever. It was a long time. All right, so 0 minute wait. Yeah, if you want to get your hair cut right now in South Tampa, West Shore, and Kennedy, Great Clips, 0 wait. All right, so here's the deal. Greg Marriott goes into the San Diego County Great Clips, and he gets there right before closing. They say, "Hey, listen, we're closing now."
Yeah, what are you doing here?
Yeah, you're over an hour
Joseph
late.
A. Banks.
What?
Joseph A. Bank.
Thank you. Joseph A. Banks, right?
Bank. Joseph
A. Bank?
Joseph Bank.
All right. Joseph A. Bank. Yeah, right there. That's it. Oh, Fester brought up it's right next to my Great Clips
I don't
place.
know how this place stays in business because all their sales is like, buy one, get 4 suit jackets free. What? Why?
Anyway, so listen to this. You had the video up. Bring up the video again. We can play some of the audio, but this guy's wrecking the place.
This is from the San Diego News Leader, NBC 7.
All right. So police said that Greg Marriott hurled hair products. So he's throwing the product. They have the shelf with the shampoo, the conditioner, the gel. He's throwing the stuff. He's winging it all over. Listen to NBC 7 San Diego. Play this. You got it? You got to unmute it.
Where is it? I don't see the unmute.
It's over there. Dude, just
I see it now. I see it now.
Right, well, you got to start the video again. All right, go ahead and
rewind it. And
go.
Violent outburst caught on camera in a Santee hair salon. Turns out he's got a criminal past and has served time.
He was supposed to be in court for this latest case to face assault with a deadly weapons and vandalism charges. But at the last minute, that hearing was postponed. NBC7's Dana Williams is outside the El Cajon courthouse with a look at what happened today and also, Dana, what you've learned about.
I got to be honest. As I look at the video of him throwing, he is taking baseball pitching throws with the hair care product. He's trying to hit the workers. I mean, he is hauling off and whacking them with this product. I got to be honest. Looking at him on the video,
the Padres might want to sign him.
No, I don't think he needs a haircut.
He looked good.
I don't. The irony is, he wasn't really ready for a haircut.
I mean, you'd think somebody looks a little shaggy or overgrown if you need a haircut, but he looked fine.
Anyway, he, according to police, hurled hair products, threatened staffers during his January 29th rampage at Great Clips in San Diego County. He was so put off that he started knocking hair products to the ground, threatening customers and the 2 women working at the salon, calling them ugly and threatening to knock the glasses off the face of one worker. He also threatened to get my lesbian friends to come pound the women. What?
That's a loaded sentence.
He threatened to get my lesbian friends to come pound the women. Go outside, he screams at a customer. Go, step outside. You need to leave, one of the employees is heard saying. Marriott did eventually leave in a huff, but cops launched a search, picked him up about a week later, thanks to multiple tips from the public.
Everybody knows who this guy is once the video gets out.
Police charged him with assault with a deadly weapon, vandalism, violating parole. You know what? Don't toss and threaten Great Clips if you're out on parole, you schmuck.
Is threatening a hairstylist a condition of release or not?
Dude, I don't think it's specific. You don't do anything like this. I don't care where he was. You don't behave like this. Yeah, according to a TV report, Marriott was on parole for a 2023 conviction stemming from another assault on workers at a Jack in the Box.
This guy should be forbidden from going anywhere.
He didn't have money to pay for his Jack in the Box meal, so he started attacking the Jack in the Box workers. This guy's a menace to society. First Jack in the Box and now Great Clips?
This guy has a
What's next? What's next for this guy?
You could name it. Go to Starbucks.
Gee, whatever.
Go anywhere.
He was accused in that incident of throwing a drink at an employee's head, using racial slurs, striking a customer so hard that it knocked her to the ground. He attacked a female customer, Jack in the Box. This guy's, and I'm looking at his picture. He doesn't need a haircut. The video of him throwing everything and wrecking the Great Clips, he doesn't need a haircut. Hair looks great.
Was he getting his hair cut for a court date? Is that what they said?
Well, he had some kind of court date coming up, so maybe he was getting trimmed up.
Want to get,
I mean, he doesn't look like a deviant or a miscreant. He doesn't look like a, like scourge of society.
He looks like a fairly well put together
young
man.
He looks well. He doesn't look unkempt. He looks kempt.
Until you realize he has.
If is the opposite of unkempt kempt? Did we once look this up?
I think that
he looks very kempt.
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 Yeah. Kempt.
Yeah. We did look that up before.
Maintained in a neat and clean condition.
So he was kempt.
Quite kempt.
He was quite kempt.
Yes.
Fox in San Diego said that Marriott missed his first court appearance 2 days after the Great Clips incident due to medical reasons. My God, this guy's a wreck.
He missed his court appearance because they knew that it was being looked for.
Let me tell you who else is a wreck. Let me tell you who else is a complete. Kanye West, or Ye. Listen, I'm just calling him Kanye, man.
Yeah, Kanye.
Kanye West is just a freaking nutball.
What happened in the last day?
Okay, now he's selling, after the whole anti-Jewish rant, his whole anti-Semitic rant. I mean, we went over those on the show yesterday. Now he's got a website selling one T-shirt, and it's a Nazi swastika T-shirt. What the hell is the matter with this guy? I mean, this guy has severe mental problems.
Okay.
I mean, who's letting him have access? Andrew just said something in my ear, and that's something I thought of last night. What freaking T-shirt manufacturer is making Nazi swastika T-shirts for Kanye West?
I think he's doing it through like Shopify or
what? Who in this country is gonna? Oh yeah, we'll make Nazi T-shirts. What the hell? If I owned a T-shirt company, I'm not making Nazi T-shirts.
Yeah, I'll probably turn that order down.
Kanye West also paid for a Super Bowl commercial that only aired in local markets. And what he did was, and I don't know all the markets where it ran, but Kanye West bought local commercials to run on some local stations in some local markets around the country, promoting his website. And when people went to his website, it was promoting Nazi swastika T-shirts. What is the matter with this guy?
That's a nut.
This guy is mentally ill to the 10th power. So the website usually sells Kanye clothing, but I guess the only thing available on the website was just the Nazi shirt. What is up with this guy? I mean, why is that wife putting up with him?
It's crazy.
So Yeezy, Kanye, his merch site is only selling a swastika T-shirt after his whole anti-Jewish rant on X.
Twitter on X. All right.
What the hell? I mean, he did Heil Hitler. I hate Jews. I don't trust Jews. I mean, what? This guy is off his freaking rocker. All right, and now, you ready for the update? Breaking news. Kanye's X account has been deactivated.
Good.
Kanye West's X account has been deactivated, apparently by himself.
Okay, so
following all the hate-filled posts after, all kinds of commentary and people saying, what is wrong with you, after he had all these anti-Jewish posts. So now, according to multiple outlets, he's now signed off. In one of the last messages, he wrote, I'm logging out of Twitter. I appreciate Elon for allowing me to vent. It's been very cathartic to use the world as a sounding board. It was like an ayahuasca trip. What is that?
I don't know.
Man, Dude, somebody medicate this guy.
And you know what? I guess we're included. He still gets the attention.
I mean, somebody hook him up to an IV. Have him walk around with an IV drip on wheels, just to drug this guy up. Holy crap. Did we talk about this a year ago that Michael Bolton has like a brain tumor? Did we mention this back in January of last year?
I feel like we've talked about Michael Bolton having some kind of medical issue. I don't know that I remember a brain tumor.
Yeah, Michael Bolton has announced an upcoming concert cancellation as he battles brain cancer. Man, poor Michael Bolton. Yeah, so Michael Bolton went on his Instagram account to announce that he would need more time to recover from recent brain surgery. So he's already canceled a July 5th scheduled concert, which is, 6 months out? And he's already canceled it.
It seems like a long way out.
Yeah, it was going to be at London's O2 Arena. And Michael Bolton said, "You all know how much I was looking forward to the show, but I'm continuing to heal from surgery." He wrote on Instagram, "Thank you for all your love and positive energy over the past year. I'm so grateful to have the most supportive fans in the world." Well, listen, I wish Michael Bolton the best. And I know that Michael Bolton has gotten a lot of razzing and crap over the years.
There was a time when he was the hottest thing walking around.
He was hot, then he was not. And listen,
he had a couple of years in the 90s, I feel like. Maybe
it was early
90s.
90s. Love is a wonderful thing. Oh, man, he had a bunch of hit records.
He was the man.
1980, like 1989 to like 1991 was a hot spot for him, right? He had a bunch of songs.
I wish him nothing but healing vibes to old Michael Bolton.
So did we mention a year ago that he had brain cancer? January 5th of 2024, he announced on Instagram that he had a brain tumor.
We must have then. If it would have been a year ago that we talked about it. I guess he had surgery to remove the tumor.
Yeah. Hey, Andrew, can you list all of the Michael Bolton's? Yeah, Andrew is listing all these songs in my head. Andrew, the producer, can you go through the Michael Bolton catalog, please?
The best charting songs I'll list. Sitting on the Dock of the Bay in 87.
Right.
How Am I Supposed to Live Without You in 89.
Yep.
How Can We Be Lovers in 90. When I'm Back on My Feet Again, George on My Mind.
Yep.
Also in 90. Love is a Wonderful Thing. Time, Love, and Tenderness.
Oh, that's right. Time, Love, and Tenderness.
Bunch of good songs.
Yeah.
When a Man Loves a Woman, also 91.
Sing it, MJ. Sing it.
And I can't believe that a year ago he announced that he had a brain tumor. We must have talked about this.
We did. I'm telling you, I remember saying something about it. I forgot it was a brain tumor.
Wow.
It's not a tumor.
No, it is. It is a tumor.
He said it was a
it's
tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Arnold, shut up. It's a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Arnold, you're so insensitive. Stop it.
It's not a tumor.
It is. All right, listen.
This is wrong.
Hopefully Michael Bolton recovers fully and he can reschedule his concerts.
And hopefully Arnold just stays out of it.
Taylor Swift and Kelsey doomed to split.
Oh, come on.
Fans are saying they're entering their loser era.
Shut up. They're fine.
Fans of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are destined to call it quits this year as they both come to terms with high-profile defeats. Kelce reeling from the humiliating loss in the Super Bowl to Philadelphia. And what's going wrong with Taylor Swift? She's a billionaire now.
She's having a great year. I mean, I don't know what her problem is.
Yeah. And then people were talking about how Travis Kelce reacted when Taylor Swift was booed. Yeah, I guess he had a noticeably angry reaction on the sideline when Taylor Swift was booed on the Jumbotron.
He had plenty of things to be pissed off about.
Yeah. But what's going wrong for Taylor Swift?
Yeah, her life kind of seems kind of great.
Yeah, but a lot of fans think that's it, that it's done, that it's cooked, and that they're going to split at some point.
No, these two lovebirds are just getting started.
Right.
Good for them.
Do you think Taylor Swift comforted Travis after the loss?
No, I think she ran straight into the arms of Saquon Barkley.
Saquon, you're my hero.
I love you,
Saquon, you're my MVP. Saquon. And what about Harrison Ford? Why is Harrison Ford popping up in all these commercials? Do you know why?
Because he's dying soon? I mean, he's like 100 years old.
No,
right?
he's broke.
No.
Yeah, he's broke. His wife, the one from Grey's Anatomy?
No, the other one. Callista Flockhart.
Yeah, Callista.
She was from Ally McBeal.
I'm sorry, Ally McBeal. That's right. So his wife, Callista Flockhart.
Was she on food stamps now?
No, she's a huge spender. She's got a disorder where she spends like hundreds of thousands a day.
She doesn't spend it on food.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm kidding. She doesn't. No, Callista Flockhart. Why do I confuse? It was Ally McBeal, and why do I confuse like the two actresses?
They were both
Were they both kind of mousy?
They were both very talented, but petite, mousier looking actresses.
All right. So yeah, to me, Callista Flockhart, and who's the other one?
The Grey's Anatomy.
Who's the Grey's Anatomy?
I don't even remember her.
They're the same to me. I don't know. So, no, but why is Harrison Ford doing the commercial? Listen, he did that Jeep commercial. That 2-minute Jeep commercial during the Super Bowl.
Ellen Pompeo.
Yeah, there you go. That's Grey's Anatomy lady. Same. They're the same. Callista Flockhart and Ellen Pompeo, the same person.
Yeah.
I think they're exactly the same person.
You never see the two of them at the
No,
same
you
place.
never. They swap.
Never.
They just. It's like Clark Kent, Superman.
Just like that.
Exactly. All right. So why?
He's not broke.
Broke beyond. No, all kidding aside. No, he's worth like $300 million.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sweating him in cash.
And the question is, why is Harrison Ford doing these commercials? Well, apparently the going rate for a star doing a Super Bowl commercial of Harrison Ford's caliber, anywhere from $5 to $10 million fee to do the commercial.
Yeah, here's a $10 million check.
So even though Harrison Ford ain't hurting for cash, if you wave $5, $6, $8, $10 million in front of him to do a Jeep commercial, he's going to take the money. Yeah, but he's not hurting. And apparently Harrison Ford is telling people that he's doing all these commercials because he can. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Listen, you're going to show him the money. He wants to do your product.
Tell you what, I would have liked to have seen a giant, like, rock ball rolling downhill while he's driving a CJ, a Jeep, or while he's driving some kind of Jeep product.
That'd be the car you'd want, I guess. It's pretty off-roady.
9:49 at the MJ Morning Show. Now, he's loaded. He's worth like $300 million, so he's not hurting for money. But listen, even if you're worth $300 million, if someone offers you $8 million to do a Jeep commercial, you're taking it.
It'll take a day and a half.
That's a pretty decent percentage of his net worth, actually. So you'll take the money and run. We got to roll 9:50 at the MJ Morning Show. Hopefully, you've enjoyed the Tuesday edition of the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. If you need to drop me an email, I'm mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's my private personal email, mj@mjmorningshow.com. And give me a follow right now on Instagram and check it out. Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Michelle will be back with us as the hunt continues for a permanent new member for the MJ Morning Show. But Michelle will be here for the rest of the week. And we'll see you tomorrow, folks. And do me a favor. Head on a swivel, and let's be careful out there. Nothing says I love you like a clean home. This Valentine's Day, call the cleaning...